Crossland Construction, University Bank, SEK Urgent Care, Jocksit Sporting Goods, Kennar Eye Care, the Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, Lane Lord Basketball Camps, Lindbergh Pharmacy, Pet Care and Surgery Center, Pittsburg State University, and Ryan Insurance.
Now let's go live courtside for tonight's pregame show on ESPN 100.7.
We've reached the final stretch in the season. 2 games remain for the Pittsburg High School Lady Dragons, and they have quite the foreboding task tonight at home as the Labette County Grizzlies, leaders atop the SEK Conference board, are on the road. Tristan Gagg, who set the all-time conference record in scoring this year with over 2K points, looks to continue her hot season against Madden Petty, the stellar freshman for the Dragons. It's an SEK tilt here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. And a merry welcome to Pittsburg High School alongside Avi Sharma. She'll be right back in her KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you for this Friday Night High School Hoops contest. Last time on Avi, the Purple Dragons stumbling on the road against Fort Scott. A marginal score and massive improvement from the first time those 2 league opponents took on one another in January up until now. When I spoke with Coach Chris Crotch for the Purple Dragons, he said, hey, despite the loss, I told my girls we are constantly improving, and they are smart enough at this point in the season to realize that they are making big strides and will be able to show those vast improvements tonight against Christy Snyder's Grizzlies.
Yeah, Cameron, you got to credit the Purple Dragons ladies. I mean, they played very well up to that game. They were on a winning streak. They played good on that streak, and then when they went into Fort Scott, they played a really good team. That was a great matchup, as it was a back-and-forth battle, as Shelby White and I had the pleasure calling that game. It was a really fun one to watch. And then at the end, it really just was Pittsburgh wasn't hitting their shots, and Fort Scott was. I mean, Fort Scott was running a good offense, and it was unstoppable. But, you know, you got to tip your hat off to them, as they played very well, but you can't let that go. I mean, that one's got to go now. You got to focus on this big game. This is a big matchup. We saw this matchup last time. It was a very intense first half, Cameron. One of the closest matches we saw all halves, and it was a great matchup back and forth between Petty and Gagg, and now it's the rematch, and this time the home court advantage goes to the Dragons. I'm looking forward to it.
It is senior night as well, so additional circumstances surrounding this matchup, and maybe more pressure on Abby Casper as well as Caitlin Kidd, the seniors for this Purple Dragon team, potentially their last home game of their high school careers. And with that, we will take a 2-minute commercial break, come back with head coach Chris Crotch for the Dragons, and then come back after that with starting rotations ahead of tonight's matchup. You're listening to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
and surgery, making a difference.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
Hello and a merry welcome back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Cam Molina joined by Pittsburg High School girls basketball coach Chris Cross. Coach, last time out an SEK rival in the Fort Scott Tigers down to your girls, but compared to January when you two guys faced, it was only a marginal loss this time. Can you touch on feeding the idea to your girls of constant improvement despite the scoreboard not in your favor?
Yeah, we played hard, and those are the things we're looking for. And we played them tight. 2 minutes left, we were tied with them, and like I said, I think the girls sense that. I think they understand basketball well enough. They understand that we're more in the game, and some of these conference games we're playing teams tighter and taking them to the wire. And so I said, yeah, I think that even though it was a loss, I think the girls still took away from it that we're being competitive and we're growing.
Well, Coach Madden Petty, your freshman, had 21 points, and we've already touched on her in the past, her offensive ability, defensive ability, how mature she is for her age. But have you ever seen a freshman like her have that level of offensive instinct? Is there a time you can draw back to it, or is this kind of a first for you?
Yeah, for a freshman to score like she does, I've never really had that. And, when I've had to have freshmen in the past that were pretty offensive, they had, some other scoring around them percentage-wise. And we looked for Madden to, do the bulk of our scoring and really help out. And I think she handles it pretty well, given her age. And, I feel like she's matured as the years gone on and kind of takes that role to heart and does her best.
Well, Coach, you've been getting a lot of help the last couple of weeks from your bench, Sophia Penamani, Zoe Penamani, Ella Hendrickson, Cassidy Odell, just to name a few. And it seems it's all started at the JV level, earning their minutes, and your assistant coach, Keith Matlock, has done a splendid job with those JV level girls who are now getting varsity minutes. Can you touch on your head assistant coach and how he's been able to help in the development of your girls?
Oh, definitely. I said Keith is a fiery guy, and he's a really good motivator, and he gets those girls ready to play and gets them out and going. And especially the JV, he's really good about letting them understand that this is a time for them to maybe do some things outside of what they would normally do in a varsity game to kind of extend their games and be more aggressive. And it's really paid off for them growing up as varsity players now.
Well, Coach, with the constant improvement of some of your bench players, Madden Petty playing so well, and your seniors really stepping up and taking the reins on both ends of the court, can you touch on the confidence level of your girls, not only because of those aspects that I mentioned, but the fact that you guys are 500 in conference play and maybe 1 or 2 wins away in your last 3 games from being a top 3 finisher in the SEK when many doubted you in the preseason polls?
Yeah, I think that our girls have gained some confidence, and we've been in a lot of ball games, and I think they've just grown, and hopefully here in these last couple of games against some tough opponents here, we can extend that confidence and get a win or 2 here going late.
Cam Molina currently talking with Pittsburg High School girls basketball coach Chris Cross. Well, Coach, it's going to be a unique night for you and your seniors, as it is senior night against Labette County. And again, it's your first year as head coach, maybe compared to a coach who has a few more years with the program under his or her belt. You may have a better bond with some of the girls, but you do have 2 seniors in Casper and Kidd. Can you talk about what they've meant to the program and how special the night it will be for them?
Well, like I said, I feel like in just not even a full year of knowing these girls yet, I feel like we've already made a pretty good bond with the seniors, and I said I just have a lot of admiration for both Kidd and Casper, and just the effort and the tone they've set all year long. They've just been a steady force for those younger girls, and like I've said many times on the show here, is that they've really helped to bring these girls up. They've been patient with them and have just shown them how to come in and work every day and how to be a true professional. And they've, I'm just very proud of them.
Well, Coach, last time he took on the Grizzlies, Christy Snyder and company were really sweating. At halftime, they only led by 3 points. Coach, you were in the thick of things at halftime. You were really right in the mix
an opportunity to win against the Grizzlies. It was just a second-half effort that slipped away from you guys. Can you touch on what needs to happen for you guys to have a complete game tonight against the Grizzlies and an opportunity to potentially win?
Oh, well, two things. We got to take care of the ball, which I feel like we've gotten better at, taking care of the ball. A lot of teams in our conference like to throw some half-court presses and mix it up defensively. And I feel like as the year's gone on, we've gotten more comfortable with switching our offensive sets and taking care of the ball. And then we got to, make our free throws. Something that we were doing really well through the middle of the year has kind of come back to bite us here lately. We have not shot our free throws great. We've been putting some extra time in practice, and hopefully that will come to fruition tonight that we can improve.
Once again, that was Chris Krotz, head girls basketball coach of the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons. We are back with starting rotations as well as notes ahead of tonight's matchup between the Grizzlies and the Purple Dragons here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Let's go back live courtside.
And we welcome you back to Pittsburg High School. The Labette County Grizzlies come stumbling into town with a great SEK record, currently leading the pack right in front of Fort Scott, but the Dragons still hanging around, can finish still top three in the conference. So this is quite the confidence-boosting game for the club if they are to prevail, but Tristan Gegg and company attempting to go and maintain the number one spot in the sub-state that will be held in Fort Scott in just about 2 weeks. Alongside Avi Sharma, she'll be right back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. Let's run through the starting lineups, beginning with the Dragons. It's Caden Matlock, Caitlin Kidd, Sophia Penamani, Abby Casper, and Madden Petty, who was riding high off of a 21-point performance on the road against Madison Cook's Tigers on Tuesday. And then Tristan Gegg, Caitlin Hellwig, Justice Brackley, Haley Bevins, and Peyton Smith starting tonight for the Fort Scott Tigers. A big loss for the Grizzlies, I beg your pardon. But for the Grizzlies, a big loss. Aubrey Sorrell, the senior guard for this Christy Snyder left club, lost for the season as a knee injury will sideline her throughout the duration of the postseason and regular season play. A big loss for that Labette County group.
Yeah, Cameron, that's a big hurt right there. But it is how it is in every single sport you play. It's next man up, or next woman up in this case. The Grizzlies have a lot of bench players, and they are not afraid to use it. And so it's going to be big time for them to step up. And for the Purple Dragons, Cassidy Odell is not suited up tonight, so another loss for Purple Dragons.
And with that, we will take a 2-minute commercial break and come back with the tip-off as we will step aside for the observation of the national anthem. Stay tuned here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
No one wants to file for bankruptcy, but a wage garnishment can make it hard to pay the rent, pay the pharmacy, or even feed the family. Bankruptcy can be a viable option to help families cope with unfortunate and unforeseen financial hardship. Call Steve Stockert at Wilbert & Towner, 620-231-5620 for a consultation to find out if bankruptcy is the right choice for you and your family. Call today. Wilbert & Towner, a full-service law firm, 620-231-5620. We are a debt relief agency, helping people find the relief they need in bankruptcy.
If you are injured in an accident or on the job, it is vitally important that you hire the right attorney. Before choosing an attorney, you should make sure they have the resources to fight large corporations or insurance companies. Your attorney should have extensive trial court experience and a track record of success. The Spigarelli Law Firm, with offices in Pittsburg and Coffeyville, has the experience, resources, and reputation to provide the quality representation your claim deserves. Fred Spigarelli has received the top rating from his peers with the Martindale-Hubbell Independent Rating System. His firm has the resources to hire the experts and physicians needed to properly present your claim. The Spigarelli Law Firm has successfully tried cases for over 40 years and taken numerous cases all the way to the Supreme Court. Call the Spigarelli Law Firm today at 877-409-7931 or visit their website at spigarelli-law.com. You can also find them fast in names and numbers. Be sure to get reliable information when you choose an attorney to represent you.
Hi, I'm Kendall Gammon. You may know me as a Kansas City Chief, but I'm also a proud graduate of Pittsburg State University. Pittsburg State offers more than 200 degree programs, small class sizes, and tuition so affordable, it earned Pittsburg State a top 10 ranking on Washington Monthly's Collegiate Best Bang for Your Buck list. But don't take my word for it. Visit Pittsburg State and see why there's nothing like being a gorilla. Learn more at pittstate.edu/BA-gorilla.
Let's go back live courtside.
Nike, Adidas, as well as some Under Armour shoes beginning to squeak on the Pittsburg High School Gymnasium's main gym floor as tonight's Purple Dragon Labette County Grizzlies contest is moments away from beginning. Let's quickly run through the starting lineups again for the hometown Dragons wearing their opal white uniforms with purple numerals and lettering with gray trim. It is the freshman Madden Petty with Abby Casper and Caitlin Kidd on senior night. Both seniors will gain recognition at the halftime performance of the boys game, Sophia Pinamani and Caden Matlock. As for Christy Snyder's Labette County Grizzlies, it is Tristan Gegg, Caitlin Helwig, Peyton Smith, Justice Brackney, and Hallie Bevins getting the starting line tonight as Aubrey Sorrell is out for the season. Avi, last time these two teams played at intermission, it was 26-23 in favor of Labette County in their home. The Dragons at that time well under 500 both in the conference as well as in the record, somehow keeping pace with the best team in the conference. But in halftime, their lead, or rather, they really started to deteriorate and implode. They only scored 10 second-half points, while the Grizzlies really flipped the script and they nearly put on 40 second-half points. So for the Dragons tonight, it's about making sure consistency is on the table from start to finish. And in addition, Madden Petty did a lot of the heavy lifting in the scoring department for this Dragon team last time. She put up 28 of the team's 33 points. Only 5 points were scored by other ancillary players for the Dragons, so it will have to be an overall team effort, and whether that's running half-court sets designed for Kidd, Matlock, or Casper to score, something's going to have to change tonight to get everybody else involved on the Dragons' end.
Well, Cameron, I think you said it best, and that was that they need to play consistent, and they need to play all 4 quarters. The third quarter collapse has been the biggest devastation for this team all season long, is they have 3 great quarters, but they just need that extra quarter, and they'll be a lot better, and that's the problem right now, is they're going to need to play all 4 quarters to win this ball game, because you know the Grizzlies aren't going to let easy.
The Dragons offensively will go right to left on your dial. The Grizzlies left to right. The Grizzlies will win the tip as Brackney scoops it backwards, and it's an early travel as Helwig had the ball ricochet off of red Nike shoes, tried to regain control but traveled with it. And the Grizzlies wearing their away black uniforms, blood red numerals and letterings with yellow trim. A full court press early on thrown from Christy Snyder's Grizzlies. The Dragons easily break as Sophia Pinamani will attack left wing, stops left block. Good defense by Brackney as she was able to recover all this hail in. It swats the ball out of bounds. Far side baseline inbound for the Dragons. It will be Casper, the senior point guard, to lob it in. She'll slap the sphere. Ball's in her left mid, slaps it with her right hand. She has Kidd that flashes up near side block to the left elbow, then rotates it outside the perimeter to Matlock, who goes with the chest pass. Casper, right hand floater, high out the window, no. Rebounded by Peyton Smith. Smith's first board of the contest following the Casper miss. In transition, the Grizzlies looking to immediately attack. Ball's lost by Hellwig. She scoops it outside to Gegg. Gegg loses it, and then Hellwig tries to regain control, but she's out of bounds. 2 early turnovers by the Grizzlies. 7:30 remaining in the first frame of play. Matlock a side out, far sideline. She'll scan once again against the full court press. Petty catches, immediately double team. Sophia Penamani mishandles the sphere and will just allow the ball to go out of bounds. And she knew the ball was going to trickle away regardless of the effort she put forth. Inbounds pass by Smith to Hellwig. She'll lift up her left arm and make her left hand into a fist. And as she balls up her fist, it's a half-court set run by the Grizzlies as Tristan Gegg will go near side block, near side into the court. Brackney catches top of the key, rotates it from the top of the arch, left wing to Bevins. Bevins will find Hellwig. High arcing pull-up jump shot from the far side. Short corner knocks it down. Hellwig, tough look, but was able to convert. Inbounds, bounce pass to Petty. Cocked above the head is the sphere. Petty is unable to uncork it. Slapped up, recovered by Matlock. She'll find Casper to Kidd and right back to Casper, the senior with her blonde hair in a ponytail, bouncing off her back. Interchanging is Kidd and Petty. Ball's rotated to Sophia Penamani. Then she'll find Casper left wing. Follow a right-hand shot goes. A swish. So Abby Casper is able to drain that. She has taken the first 2 shots offensively for the Dragons tonight. Tristan Gegg has Casper on her left hip, finds Brackney. She's fouled and one as the ball slithers through the bottom of the nylon. And Tristan Gegg really underrated in that regard. The signee to Pittsburg State University. She will play under Lane Lord next year at the collegiate level. The senior with adept ability to shoot from deep and aptly able to drive inside and finds Brackney, who converts the and one. Full court press yet again, and it's a trap. Far side corner. Casper under duress, but Bevins and Hellwig will lay off. Casper crosses the timeline, and as she enters the front court of play, she angles a pass left. Caught by Petty. She'll shovel it. Casper right wing 3, and that one's an air ball. I just smooched the bottom of the net, and Coach Kraut's already ordering his girls to get into their full court press. So frenetic action from both sides. Labette County has turned the ball over twice, but leads by 3, 5-2, 6 to go in the first. Brackney backside catches right block and finishes over Kidd. Terrible defense by Kidd. Coach Krautz knows, and he's telling Kidd to get back into position. He's a bit embarrassed. His senior was so aloof defensively, but Brackney in the contest already 5 points. Right corner, Sophia Penamani will find Kidd, right elbow, kicks it and dishes it back outside to Casper, who's 5 steps away from the top of the arch. Outside the horseshoe, working with it is Petty. She'll dribble to her left. She interchanges with Penamani, who delivers a frozen rope pass to Casper. Ball slapped up into the air by the defending Gegg, stolen away by Bevins. Dribbling right-handed Hellwig. She'll go near side ring, reverses back out. From the near side circle, finds Brackney. Left wing Smith. Smith dumps it off left corner. Operating with the sphere is Bevins. Bevins works it around the horseshoe, and again, it's Hellwig. Face guarding is Casper against Gegg. Gegg loses it off her right hip, then out of bounds. Gegg wanted the foul. She'll turn to her head coach, Christy Snyder, who sings and has sung Gegg's praise through the last 4 years, and there's a reason why. How about 2,000 career points for Gegg, an all-time SEK conference record on both the boys and girls side. Breaking the full court press will be the Dragons. Petty right wing trifecta goes up off kilter. Gegg tracks down the loose ball. She'll land on her own bench. Midnight black uniform wearing Grizzlies. In transition, Smith bumps it to the chest of Casper, loses the sphere. It goes out of bounds. How about the Dragons providing good defensive effort early on as Riley Johnson, the sophomore guard for the Dragons, checks in for Sophia Penamani. A 5-point lead for the visiting Grizzlies, 7-2 with under 5 minutes to go in the first. Casper reverses it. Sophia Penamani will catch in the backcourt, and then Riley Johnson, who is able to sniff out the sphere, bounces it over to Casper, who cocks the ball above her head and then shotguns over the pass to the right wing, operating with the rock. Petty. Fluttering pass to the left wing as Casper will operate with the sphere. Chest pass left wing. Johnson will sell the pass left, and it's I think it's a 1-3-1 zone flashed by the Grizzlies. Regardless, right corner, Petty finds Matlock. She misses. Kidd follows up. She's unable to score. And a perfect opportunity to strike, and neither forwards for the Dragons could capitalize. In transition, Brackney gets a one-hopper. Right side of the rim does not go. Offensive rebound. She's fouled her way up. Kidd and Matlock struggling both defensively and offensively early on. Matlock in prime position towards the far side block. Far side into the court, missed with her right hand. The bunny was right there. It just swirled off the rim. Kidd could not follow up, and Brackney will shoot her second free throw of the night and converts. Ella Hendrickson will sub in, and Ella Hendrickson much like Cassidy Odell, Zoe Pinamani, and Riley Johnson, have really bolstered the second unit for Chris Krotzavi.
And Cameron, the interesting thing is the last time these two faced each other, Brackney struggled. She did not score too many points last time, so she's already on the hot seat right now. She's playing very well.
Riley Johnson in the backcourt, bounce pass to Casper as Casper is able to wade past the thicket of Grizzlies. Ella Hendrickson goes near side block, and she's fouled, bumped into by Bevins, and Bevins has an astonished look on her face as she looks at Coach Snyder and has that expression that you can read, and it's saying, what was that? How was that a foul? And Labette County coming in for the first time tonight is Faith Hosley. Inbound by Casper, the senior for the Dragons. She'll slap the ball with her right mid, inbounds to Hendrickson, and a foul away from the basketball. And it's on Matlock, I believe, an illegal screen. No, Hella Hendrickson. And I think she used that left arm to generate space from her and Hosley, but that's a third-team foul by the Dragons, and they'll have to be very cognizant of that. They could not make many mistakes tonight if they want a shot at winning. Petty is able to strip Hellwig. Hellwig loses it off of her shoe, and it was last touch by Petty, and Coach Krotz a bit irked by the official's decision. And it was the center official's decision following the inbound, and the trail official never made a signal. Speaking of the trail official off the inbound, he will peg Petty on a foul as she reached in front of Hellwig to try to strip the ball again, and that is 2 on Petty. Talk about mistakes. Your leading scorer, who just dropped 21 points against Fort Scott, who has been scouting hot as of late, is now in foul trouble midway through the first. 9-2 the score. Dragons trail by 7. It will take a heroic effort from the rest of the supporting cast for the Dragon if they want to win. Brackney will catch. Left block goes straight up, high up the windshield. Rebounded by Smith as the offensive rebound is juggled around momentarily. Reversed to the right wing with the rock right now is Hellwig. She'll dribble left. Gegg jab steps twice to her left, defended by Casper. She's trying to fight past the screen. Deep trifecta, no. Brackney, another offensive rebound. 2 offensive rebounds tonight, attacking left short corner as Gegg and a foul on the floor. Under 3:30 left in the first, and 5 team fouls, committed by the Dragons. 1 on Casper. Inbound by Gegg, high post. Hosley rotates it outside of the horseshoe to Brackney. Left wing Gegg. She'll operate with the sphere. Last time these two teams met, shots 50% from deep. She'll go runner, left-handed, good. Gegg so good at slicing and dicing inside the key. She goes with the left-hand floater and converts nearly a double-digit ball game in favor of the Grizzlies. It's at 9 exactly, 11-2 the score. And the Gegg-led Grizzlies lead right now. High arcing bounce off the hands of Hendrickson as she wasn't able to reel it in. And the Grizzlies last to touch the ball. 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter of play. Dragons, their lone score has come by the hands of Casper. So by virtue of the senior on senior night. Johnson catches, left wing trifecta goes. And the sophomore Riley Johnson with a rare trifecta. Gegg in transition now. Crosses over right to left as she enters the front court. Hesitates. Casper closes out way too late on her heels, and Brackney will catch left block, and she's fouled. Hendrickson has now committed 2 fouls. 16 foul committed by the Dragons, and the fouls have gotten out of hand, and it's actually on Riley Johnson, who was nowhere near on the play.
It's a bit of a sigh of relief, actually, for the Purple Dragons.
Yeah, that depth of the front court is going to be crucial. Left corner 3, Gegg defended by Casper. Said, it doesn't matter who you have on me, I'm still going to score. And Coach Krotz playing for that tonight, but still you have to have a hand in the face of Gegg at all times. Casper did not do that. She just kind of closed out, shuffled her feet, never got a hand up. 14-5, Dragons down 9. 2:25 left in the first. Right wing Sophia Pinamani brings the ball to her right side of her spectacles, reverses it to an open Casper. Casper dribbling with the right hand, no look past the Matlock, left elbow, finds Casper again, who jabs right, has Sophia Pinamani near side corner, rotates it right back out to the senior guard. Coach Krotz with his black vest and purple dress shirt with a black tie, arms crossed near the Purple Dragon sideline, barking out order. Sophia Pinamani will catch. Far side corner, head fake by Casper, kick out. Sophia Pinamani, right corner 3, is stuck on the rim and the windshield. Left side of the orange, and the jump ball will be in favor of the Dragons, as I think somebody from the fan section who's wearing some compression shorts ended up swatting the ball away. So I heard the PA said it was the Dragons' possession, but it's Labette County's possession, and the officials are going to have a conversation. No congregation, as they will go ahead and say, yeah, we missed that. It will maintain in possession of the Dragons. 14-5 the score. The Dragons trailing by 9 late in the first quarter of play. Hendrickson brings the ball above her forehead. A dart pass open to Casper. She has a little bit of room. Curls inside, and it's fouled by late rotating Brackney for the Grizzlies. That's Brackney's first.
The personal foul is called on number 20.
Christy Snyder's Grizzlies, 17-1 on the year. Their lone loss on the season coming by virtue of Fort Scott. And Fort Scott has been red hot lately as Casper's first free throw. She sets towards her right knee and springs up is good. And a sub as Bevins will come in, going to the bench, Lacey Strickland. Brackney will come out as well.
And Cameron, that win Fort Scott had was senior night at Labette County in overtime.
Casper goes 2 of 2 from the stripe, and just a really great effort by the Tigers as they are second in the sub-state that they will host, only trailing guess who? The Grizzlies. Right block, Smith tries to wade through the Purple Dragons, offensive rebound by Bevins, and she's able to capitalize. So Bevins is able to score. Right wing swinging over the top as Johnson to a not open Casper. Ball goes out of bounds and an unforced error by the Dragons. 16-7. Dragons trail by 9 with under 1:30 left in the first quarter of play. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
16-7, Dragons trail by 9 at home during senior night. Casper and Kidd for the purple-cladded Dragons looking to end off their home career on a high note as Gegg will catch an near side corner. She steps out of bounds, and another turnover by the Grizzlies. They've had numerous amounts of those in the first quarter of play with $1:18 to go, but the Dragons, Coach Krotz, not too impressed with the girls' effort on the floor as they have been out-rebounded 5-1 early on, and a lot of offensive rebounds. Bevins with 1, Brackney with 2, and in addition, Smith with 1 for Labette County. Chest pass outside the perimeter. It's Riley Johnson from Casper, and reversing outside is the veteran guard. Chest pass right wing Johnson with under 60 seconds to go. Finds Kidd. She tries to hook around Bevins. Double team kick out. Right elbow 2 by Matlock. High off the glass as it glances off. Rebounded by Casper in the process of shooting. Not fouled. She was hit on the arm though. Offensive rebound by Kidd. She touched it and it goes out of bounds. So Casper drops to 33% from the floor, and Matlock 0 of 2 now in the contest. Inbounds, far side baseline, as Smith will find Hellwig, and Hellwig, a very concise point guard as well as crafty, makes some great decisions and executes the offense well. Bevins, chest pass, a one-arm fling to the right wing. Brackney trying to post up Kidd, and Kidd swats it away. 25 ticks to go. Casper dribbling right-handed. She scans, and as she prospects, she finds her forward in Matlock, who rotates to Sophia Pinamani. Riley Johnson head fakes the 3. Wrapping around is Casper, the freshman Petty with 2 fouls. 10 seconds to go in the first. 16-7, Dragons trail. Johnson, Casper, 7 seconds to go. Needs to get a shot off. She has Kidd. Right block goes up through traffic short. Defensive rebound, now offensive rebound. Johnson goes up high off the window and gets it off before the buzzer sounds. Riley Johnson off the bench. A splendid first quarter. 100% from the field, 1 of 1 from deep, 5 points as Madden Petty is on the bench. It's a 7-point contest, 16-9. Dragons lead it as we will step aside and come back with the top of the second here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
When the lights come up on Friday and Saturday nights at high schools and colleges across the region, it's often on a field built by Crossland Construction. Many Crossland employees played on those fields and were educated in the schools that are thriving parts of our communities today. Crossland is a proud supporter of area athletics and urges you to be a part of your local school community. Many of the athletes playing today may help Crossland build across our region in the future. Check out career opportunities at Crossland.com. Crossland Construction, build you.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
I mentioned late in the first quarter, Avi, that Coach Kratz wasn't too impressed with his girls' effort. It's a small sample size considering it was within the last 130 of the first frame of action, but the Dragons really ratcheting up their intensity. 16-9, Labette County leads by 7 during the Dragons senior night. Avi Sharma, Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. Bounce pass into the backcourt from Smith to Hellwig. Left wing is Tristan Gegg. She'll penetrate far side ring, and a foul on the floor committed by the Dragons. Now 17 fouls, and that is a very nerve-wracking situation for the entirety of the Dragons staff because you put Tristan Gegg on the free throw line for one, and number two, the Grizzlies are in the bonus for the rest of the half.
So if I'm correct, it's 2 on Casper, 2 on Kidd, and 2 on Petty?
Yes.
Wow.
Gegg's first free throw takes a friendly Grizzly hop and drops to the bottom of the netting.
Cameron, like I mentioned, no Castillo Del, so Riley Johnson being a big key factor off the bench already for these girls. They're going to need that spark plug.
Gegg 7 points in the contest. That's only matched by Justice Brackney 7 as game leaders right now, both for Labette County. Casper operating with the rock. Chest pass right wing. Madden Petty, who has 2 fouls, back in the contest. Left short corner. 2 is up and off the right side of the rim from Casper. Defensive rebound by Bevins, and then stepping out of bounds, Smith towards the near side boundary. Dragons rock, and it will be a near side inbounds in front of Christy Snyder for the Dragons as Riley Johnson still on the floor. She has 5 points and hit a buzzer beater lay-in following an offensive rebound to end the first. Back court to the front court is Casper as she will catch in the court of play. Right short corner is Casper as she finds Kidd. Lob pass over the head of Kidd now to an open Matlock. Petty bounce pass to an interchanging Casper. Chest pass left wing Johnson. Jabs to the near side of the court. Then it will attack near the high post. Matlock, good low post move. Gets Bevan on her left hip and is fouled on her way to the basket. Matlock did not rush that low post attempt, Avi. She caught it, squared up, waited for Bevins to sell what she was going to do. Ripped through above her forehead, power dribble. Bevins laid on the closeout as Matlock gained some separation, and ultimately it pays off for the sophomore forward. Matlock's free throw drops.
And Cameron, it was very important that Matlock draw that foul, as the Purple Dragons already have 17 fouls. Grizzlies only have 3, so get these girls in foul trouble like you guys are.
Bevins goes to the bench. Hosley back on the floor for Labette County. Squatting down, setting waist level is Matlock. She springs up and converts 2-2 from the line. 2 crucial free throws as the score is brought within 7, 18-11. Dragons trailing at home. 7 to go in the first half. Attacking Gegg, right-hand runner, and swishes through. Tristan Gegg, so talented. That was an extremely high-level move to go off the dribble, defender right in your grill, and to score over the top of them with a runner. Hellwig defending Casper, bounce pass. It was an extended 1-3-1. Right wing, Casper sells the head fake, will attack, right short corner, pull up and converts. Abby Casper, a tough angle, but still gets it to drop. The Grizzlies have thrown multiple defensive looks at the Purple Dragons. Wow, what a fortuitous deflection. Petty was able to get a mid on the pass from Hosley's. Wriggling it in was Hellwig as she was curling to the rim. Caught it in stride and scored. Right wing stolen away. Bad pass by Riley Johnson. Read by Gegg. She goes up left-handed. Does not score. Offensive rebound. Hellwig high up the window. No. Defensive rebound by Kidd. Her second board of the night. Riley Johnson lucky there that Hellwig didn't score. Talking about low post players, Matlock will kick it outside the perimeter after she caught it inside the 5-foot area. Right wing Petty. Ball above her head as she launches it left wing. Casper 3. No. Kidd offensive rebound, loses it, slams it off the hardwood. It will stay with the Dragons. And Coach Snyder turns towards the bench. No affects, really no expression, very stoic, and she wants to use a timeout. 22-13, a 9-point ball game. Labette County leaves. We will keep it here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Under 6 to go in the first half. Dragons trailing by 9. You can't be disappointed with the effort, especially in this second quarter, Avi. And the looks have been there for the Dragons, just unable to capitalize one. And awful rebounding on the defensive side.
Yeah, and 2 more things to add to that, Cameron. Foul trouble is a big problem right now for the Purple Dragons, and turnovers, and that goes for both teams on turnovers. It was a very sluggish and sloppy first quarter as both teams really didn't start off hot out the gate, but they're starting to pick it up now, and so you want to limit those turnovers to get more points, and I guarantee you if the Purple Dragons limited half of those turnovers, they'd be a lot closer in this ballgame.
It will be a Purple Dragon inbound, left side of the basket, far into the court from Kidd. She brings the ball to her forehead, scans, kicks it out left corner, losing her handle on the sphere is Casper before she finds an open Sophia Pinamani. Right back to Casper as the two interchange, sophomore and senior. Senior finds freshman and Petty. Left wing Matlock airballs the three. That is not her game. And I'm not sure what she was thinking. It's not as if someone was closing out on her. She had a good open look, but that is not her game. The 10 to 15-foot jump shot is right in her wheelhouse, Right wing kick out from Smith to an open Brackney. Reverses it back outside the perimeter to an open Gag. Right wing Smith. She looks low. Brackney, tough right-handed shot. It'll take two hops off the orange and drop through. Brackney, and again, another tough angle shot for the forward from Labette County. Left wing Sophia Pinamani launches a pass over the head of Smith and Brackney, who were trapping near midcourt. Right wing Petty's three swishes through. The shot was so nice that the net popped up to wave hello. 3 points for Petty, including 2 fouls. Gag. And when somebody knocks down a three for the opposing team, she likes to respond, but it's a 2-3 zone run by the Dragons with Matlock and Sophia Pinamani leading the charge. Offensive rebound by Brackney following the Gag miss. Kidd tracks down the defensive board, and as she gathers it, she looks behind her. It's Casper on the break into the front court. Scan. She has Sophia Pinamani right wing. Ball above the head of Matlock as Tristan Gag misses her first field goal from inside of 10 feet tonight. Casper will motion over Petty as she and Sophia Pinamani interchange from right wing to left wing. Casper, chest pass, right wing, Petty. Petty catches and will find Matlock. Sophia Pinamani, left corner, Casper. No one cutting down as Kidd is isolated. She turns right hand, tough shot in traffic, but is able to lob it over the head of Brackney. And Gag to score. Right corner, Hosley brings the ball waist level, nearest her right hip. Matlock defending Gag one-on-one. Left corner, Smith sets up. Three, high arcing shot, no. Hosley offensive rebound. She tracks it down, looks to reverse it outside the perimeter. Does. Three-pointer on the way from Hellwig, no. And an offensive foul committed by the Dragons. And it's on Sophia Pinamani.
That'll be her first personal foul.
And that is her first 8th team foul committed by the Dragons. Under 4 remaining in the first half of play. 24-18 is the score. And again, offensive rebounds, a slew of them for the Grizzlies in this contest, doubling the rebounding totals thus far for the Dragons, 8-4. Free throw by Smith is good. Now the 1-1. Smith sets, waist level, flicks and scores. Smith with her first points tonight. Matlock inbounds to Casper, and it's a 1-2-2 half-court trap awaiting Casper. Bad pass by Hendrickson right into the hands of Gag, and she's able to score. First time tonight, the Grizzlies have been able to score off the press, and that is just a young player put in a situation that was pretty critical and was unable to come up with a big play. Petty will attack right short corner, foul on the floor. 14th foul committed by the Grizzlies, and it is on Hosley. 14th foul, to reiterate, by the Grizzlies, and the first on Hosley. Inbound by Kidd, left side of the backboard, standing on the purple baseline. And from the inline, Kidd scans, and Coach Krotz asking for a timeout. None of the officials heard it, so that really plays out in favor of Coach Krotz. He'll have 2 in his pocket with 3:30 remaining. Bad bounce pass attempt by Petty as she attempted to pass out of a shot. Smith comes up with the forced turnover. Gag working with the rock, and as she reverses back, the globe is in her left hand. Left wing, trying to gain some separation is Lacey Strickland. The bench for the Grizzlies pretty good with Strickland, Bevins, and Hosley, and Gag again. The runner falls, and Coach Krotz uses a timeout, and it has been Matador defense on the perimeter as Petty is talking with both Krotz and Keith Matlock saying, I need more help than what I'm getting right now. 12-point game. Grizzlies, their largest lead of the night, and the conundrum facing the Dragons. Let's see how they solve it. Back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now Pittsburgh's new dealer for the Hustler line of zero-turn lawnmowers. Hustler has manufactured its trademark yellow mower for over 50 years, with each mower being built right here in the U.S. Hustler combines the innovative American spirit with a do-it-right work ethic to produce the best line of zero-turn mowers on the market. Call Mike Bittner at 620-232-1530 or stop by today at 1018 North Broadway in Pittsburgh to check out the Hustler line of zero-turn mowers. Hustler Mowers, made in America at Bittner Motors, Pittsburgh.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
12-point ball game. Coach Crotch, one more timeout before intermission. Under 3 to go in the second quarter of play. Casper, a fluttering pass left wing. Petty will jab left. Gegg on her. Petty fights through the middle of the lane, shrugs off Gegg, and a foul in the process of shooting. And the official, I think, is going to say it's on the floor instead. So he did say it was on the floor. Gegg commits her first foul, and the team's 8th. Casper to inbound. She'll find Kidd from the left block, extended to the left elbow. Matlock outside the perimeter, finds Petty, steps through, tries to go with an awkward reverse lay-in, and it's a foul on Hellwig. Hellwig can't believe the call, as she had her hands straight up. She was vertical defending Petty. I think Petty sold it well, though, trying to maneuver past the very talented guard for the Grizzlies. Petty with her first free throws tonight. The Dragons currently 5 of 5 as Petty rattles home her first. Strickland will enter the contest once again. Smith to the bench. 16 fouls by the Grizzlies. One more. The Dragons are in the bonus for the first time tonight. Petty takes 4 dribbles, sets near her left knee, springs up and shoots. Petty, 5 points in the contest. 30-19 is the score. Now 30-20 as it's changed on the scoreboard. 10-point ball game. Labette County leads it in the waning minutes of the first half of action, under 2:30 left. Gegg just going to run down the clock. Bill Parcells always said shorten the clock, and that's what's happening. Gegg in no rush. I don't think Coach Krotz is either, despite the deficit on the scoreboard. Gegg continues the dribble. Matlock will now approach Gegg, and that's within 6 feet. And now they're going to start the 5-second count before Gegg gets it out left wing to an open Strickland. Hellwig now with the rock. Gegg sizing up, triple threat, jabs to the left, White goes up, right-hand runner. Good read this time by Kidd, who helped on the help defense, and a travel by Matlock. And again, a young player, just go with the hop, step, stop, turn around, hand it off to Casper, who's flanking you on your left side.
And I tell you, there's an unhappy bench over there at Labette County. Woo-wee! I wouldn't want to be over there.
Well, Gegg's shot was...
I think she was fouled.
She was in the process of shooting, and she was bumped into as she released the shot, and then it was deflected in the air and stolen away. So I can see why there would be some confusion and some skepticism from the Labette County bench. Hellwig working with the rock. Right elbow finds Gegg, 3, swishes it. Beautiful 3 by Tristan Gegg. 66% from deep, 2 of 3 from downtown, 16 points. And the Dragons struggling back to a 13-point ball game. Hendrickson set to sub in. Remember, last time these two teams clashed at halftime, it was just a 3-point game. Grizzlies led. And at 13, that's quite the different story from back when these two teams clashed. Right elbow, Kidd looks low, cutting. Sophia Penamani sets in front of Brackney and scores. Sophia Penamani, a noteworthy increase in scoring. She had a career-high 10 points recently. She scored 9 points against Parsons and then had another good outing against Chanute. Sophia Penamani in transition, following the missed 3 by Gegg. No, she lost it. Deflected by a Grizzly. It will stay Purple Dragon basketball. Hendrickson in, Matlock out, 48 ticks left, 11-point ball game. Grizzlies up 33-22. Casper to inbound, slaps the ball, looks, Hendrickson curls, goes to the right block. Casper needs to inbound, has Kidd as she's closed out by Brackney, maybe 2 or 3 inches separating the two as Brackney closed up the airspace fast. Left wing, Petty will attack, right-handed, spins away from Gegg. Gegg, where was she at? How did that happen? A beautiful move by Madden Petty, the freshman, putting the senior in the blender. Under 36 to go, 33-24, back within single digits. Gegg trying to redeem herself following that opposite end of the highlight reel play. Bounce pass, right corner. Smith looks low for Brackney. She's double teamed in a foul, and a bailout foul.
Yep.
By Kidd, as she was vertical, had Hendrickson on help side closing out. If you're a senior in that situation, you cannot foul, and regardless if you are a senior, you just can't foul there. You have help side defense, you're straight up, just let Brackney score over you. If she scores over you, great, 2 fouls on Kidd now, 19th foul. Brackney misses her first. She'll have her second offering as she shoots her 4th and 5th shots of the night, and the second one rattles home. She's 80% from the stripe, 10 points. She and Gegg, the only players in double figures in this first half, 16 and 10 respectively. Left wing, Sophia Pinamani, 5 seconds to go. Petty attacks, needs to get a shot up, loses it. Hellwig, 2 seconds, needs to get the shot up. The runner's up, and it goes through before the buzzer sounds. Terrific shot by Caitlin Hellwig. She knew the time was slowly trickling away. Drove, found an area where she was comfortable, and hit a tough runner. Madden Petty tried to force the issue nearest the right circle, and Hellwig scores 36-24 at halftime, and the head official, the umpire, will go ahead and also apply a bench warning as Coach Krotz has some words to share with the official as he wanted a foul. And Coach Krotz still chirping, but a bit more composed this time. Despite that, we will step aside. Intermission, 36-24. Senior night competition heating up as the Labette County Grizzlies and the Dragons head into halftime. Back in 2 minutes with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong
at Pittsburg State University.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville. Serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
A week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
How rowdy. Pittsburg High School has now quelled their emotions for the time being. 7.5 minutes remaining before the beginning of the third quarter of action, and it is 36-24.
$500 shot.
Oh, okay, so that's what you're motioning to.
The free throw line all the way over, $500 if you make it.
Oh, okay, so for reference, excuse us, as Jeff Staley, the AD for the Dragons, has a half-court shooting contest and also added a little incentive if there was a person on the floor who could hit from the free throw line and make it. On the opposite end, it would be $500. So you watch, I'll recap us. 36-24 intermission, Labette County leads 16 points in the first half for Tristan Gegg, 10 for Justice Brackney, in what was a porous defensive effort in the first half by the Dragons, and not a lot of effort on the glass as the Dragons were out-rebounded, more specifically in the offensive rebound department. Let's go through the first half stats. Riley Johnson, 5 points off the bench as Cassidy Odell, a clean scratch tonight. 2 points for Caden Matlock and Caitlin Kidd. Both have struggled in this contest. 3 rebounds by Kidd, though. Sophia Penamani with 2 points, Abby Casper with 6 points, and Madden Petty lead all Dragons with 7. And for the Grizzlies, 16 points for Tristan Gegg on 6 of 10 shooting and 2 of 2 from the free throw line. Caitlin Hellwig, 6 points. Peyton Smith, 2 points. Justice Brackney, 10 points, 3 rebounds. Faith Hosley off the bench, a rebound. And Hallie Bevins, who gets the start tonight, as Aubrey Sorrell, the senior, is out for the season. Our best thoughts with her from all of our ESPN 100.7 family members. And Bevins, 2 points, 2 rebounds to reiterate. Avi Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. 7 minutes remaining before the beginning of the third quarter of action. And the Dragons trailing by 12 as Magic Relaford and Easton Dean, the Iowa State football commit, will get ready for action for the boys contest that will proceed the girls game tonight. But Avi, in respect to the girls game right now, Chris Krotz not really pleased with his players' effort in the first half, and we discussed it quite a bit late in the first quarter of play, how the glass was dominated by Labette County. Was almost a +5, +6 rebounding advantage for the Grizzlies before the Dragons started to ratchet up their impact and intensity off the boards. But really, the Dragons laid on some of their rotations. Brackney's had a lot of easy shots, and when Hellwig and Smith can grab offensive rebounds, you know that spells trouble for the Dragons. So what needs to change in that department?
Got to box out, Cameron. You got to stay disciplined on the defensive end. That is the number one problem, because 19 fouls, and it was all on the same people who continued got fouls. So you got to stay disciplined on the defensive end and just be smart. You don't have to go for that steal that you're looking for. Just play that good disciplined defense. And on the offensive end, got to quit turning over the basketball for the Purple Dragons. For Labette County, they're doing nothing wrong on the offensive end. Just keep working that offense, because if Pittsburgh cheats like they have been, Labette County is just going to take advantage of that every single time. And on the defensive end, just continue to cause fits by not letting these shooters shoot from outside the perimeter.
And the Dragons did a good job closing out. Tristan Gegg seemed uncomfortable from about 22 feet tonight, which is rare for her, but she's had so much success attacking the rim, and it's just one little move. She blows by Matlock, and the runner's good. She's made 3 runners tonight, and that's tough to stop when nobody's helping and sliding up for the Dragons. So it will be up to Kidd and Hendrickson to be a bit more adroit and dexterous, slide up and defend Gegg, and force her to make those tough runners, and just allow Brackney to try to catch, and hopefully somebody on that help side will come over. It's tough when you have such a talented guard in Gegg, and that causes a lot of problems for the defense. But we may see a shift into the 2-3 zone, daring Gegg to shoot in this second half, or at least I would hypothesize, as she's 50%, which again is a terrific mark, but you rather have her struggle and try to make those threes rather than have the easy floater, which she's been really successful with tonight. And Dragons offensively, it's just been kind of a one-man band. It's either been Petty or Casper, and this is somewhat of the narrative last time, where there was only 1 or 2 players that stepped up for the Dragons against Labette, and everybody else took a back seat. The bench is going to have to be crucial in this second half. Johnson's done her part with 5 points and some good defense while she's on the floor. Hendrickson's going to need to supply some good minutes, and Sophia Penamani, who's really stepped up her game the last 2 weeks, is also going to be called upon.
Yeah, Cameron, I think the big thing is confidence for the Purple Dragons. I mean, yes, you guys lost on Tuesday, but that's in the past. You had a first half struggle. That's in the past now. You got to move forward. You got to look on. And you just got to keep believing in yourselves. And I know all those girls out there do. I mean, this is senior night for Caitlin Kidd and Abby Casper. Neither of those girls want to go out on an L on their final time playing at their home court. So they're going to have to give it their all right here, right now, to come back in this one and take over the lead, which this team is capable of doing. Cameron, you and I have seen how good this team is. And we've also seen how good they are against this Labette County team and how they caused a lot of problems last time. We talked about it. Brackney, she was, I would say, almost non-existent in the first time, or the second time they played each other. First time, actually. It's a little crazy here. But Brackney was having a hard time, and then Hellwig could not handle the ball when Petty was on her. And so they had these problems, and then all of a sudden, Labette County caught heat. So if you are the Purple Dragons, just have that confidence in yourself.
Well, in terms of sub-state, right now Labette County is in front of Fort Scott, Independence, and Chanute in their sub-state, and that is going to be a fantastic sub-state in terms of the competition. A lot of Southeast Kansas Conference schools in that mix, actually all Southeast Kansas Conference schools. They will all go to Fort Scott, but the Grizzlies will and have claimed that number one position, to my knowledge. In addition, when it looks in terms of the complexion of sub-state for the Dragons, this year, Class 5A and 6A, for those of you who are not up to date, have adopted a different style of sub-state, as there are 32 total teams that are split into two 16-team divisions, the 5A East and 6A East, and 5A West and 6A West. The Dragons are in 5A East, and it will be up to the sub-state coordinator to decide which four teams are paired into four different sub-states, if you will.
Did Michael Snow give you all that information?
No, actually, I'm doing this all by memory, and I'm trying to explain it as best as possible, so hopefully this is concise and informative enough for those of you to understand. And right now, the Dragons, I believe, are the 9 or 10 seed. I just had it pulled up, but they are towards the lower half of that top 16 teams. So where they're placed, it looks like maybe a 3 seed right now. If they have a miraculous second half turnaround and a win against Coffeyville next Friday, we could see this team potentially be a 2 seed, but that's a long shot. Still, the Dragons can finish, if they lose tonight, 9-11 overall, which would still be a great mark for Coach Krotz, his first year, with a lot of novice players in addition, on a very tough conference with Tristan Gegg playing like she has, Fort Scott, Madison Cook, who has committed to play at Central Missouri and in the MIAA Division II. And in addition, you look at Independence, the Dragons split with them, and Chanute, how well they've played this year. Just a lot of different factors currently affecting the Dragons' positioning, but if you're Coach Krotz, you have to be pleased with how this season's gone, especially the second half and after your midseason tournament that you hosted.
Yeah, absolutely. And the best thing about it, Cameron, is these girls aren't done, and that's the best. That's what I like about Coach Krotz, is he's going to push these girls all the way till this season's completely over with, and when that will be up to this team. This is a good, hard effort team. I say 2017 was a bit of a sluggish year for them, and then 2018 they really turned things around. But that's just because the chemistry was there. The girls got along a lot better, and basketball was just working out for them. So I would say that this is a good year for them. But you're talking about a good season for them. But they want to finish on a high note. They want to keep going strong.
And with that, we begin the third quarter of play. 36-24, Dragons trailing at home on senior night. And they will need a resounding second half of play from Petty and Casper, who handles the ball to begin this third frame of action, if they want any chance of coming back as Kidd and Matlock will both flash up to the top of the key. Matlock looks for a curling Petty. She's unable to score. Madden Petty is now 50% inside the horseshoe. Other times she's just lost the basketball. Smith will catch far side block. Far side of the court as the Grizzlies offensively on your dial go from right to left. The Dragons left to right. Hellwig chest pass left wing. Gegg jab steps to the left twice. Allows Brackney to come up on a pick and roll action. Brackney catches. Left block goes up right-handed and scores. And Brackney has really had no obstacles in front of her when she attacks inside of 2-3 feet. She has been indomitable, or nearly indomitable. 14-point game, 38-24, Dragons trail. Left elbow with it is Matlock before she reverses it to Kidd, her other postmate. Casper trying to go to work, defended by Hellwig, and Hellwig will usher and funnel Casper back to the top of the key. Matlock catches far side elbow, near side into the court, finds Sophia Pinamani right wing before she goes with the cross-court pass to an open Casper. Casper on a pick and roll has Kidd. Kidd juggling with the basketball, loses it, and a foul on the floor. This one on Brackney, her second and the team's first of this second half. And actually, that's the first on Brackney. I had her pegged for one already. Casper to inbound. on the purple baseline. Looks, has Kidd, who is able to manufacture from separation between Brackney and herself as she goes to the right elbow. Finds Sophia Pinamani. Matlock, Casper, right short corner 2. Ball's up in the air. Brackney and Kidd get tied up, and Brackney rips it away. A good defensive rebound. She has 4 on the night. After Casper's miss, in transition, an easy lay-in for Caitlin Hellwig. Hellwig has also had a good night, 8 points, and a 16-point ball game, largest lead of the night for the Grizzlies, as a lethargic beginning of the third quarter offensively and defensively for the Dragons as Petty travels far side wing. Under 6:30 left in the third quarter of play, 40-24 is the score. Labette County leads it right now. Right wing. Hellwig will find Smith. Smith dribbles with her offhand. She looks high post to Brackney, who uncorks it to right side of the rim. No. Matlock is able to gobble up the defensive rebound as she scans ahead following Brackney's tough miss. Matlock dribbles with the right hand, darts a pass right corner. Petty slings a pass back to an open Casper, an angled pass to the left wing. Sophia Pinamani stops, high post. Hard pull up 2, and then Brackney and Kidd tied up, held ball, Grizzly basketball. Sophia Pinamani did a good job hesitating on the left wing, then pounding the ball twice and pulled up. She just rushes herself, and it's tough because players feel that they don't have enough time, they don't want to be blocked. But at some point you have to realize that all these players on the floor are human, and at times they can close out late, so you just have to take it in stride. Left wing, Gegg, 3, sinks the trifecta.
Literally every time she shoots a 3, it either goes in with a swoosh or it's missed. It's a thing of beauty, Cameron.
19-point game now. Matlock brings the ball to her right ear, kind of like a conch shell. Open Sophia Pinamani, reverses it to Petty. She'll work around the baseline, goes up and travels, and the freshman a bit agitated after what has been a shaky performance. 7 points and 2 fouls.
And you can see the frustration on her face, Cameron. It is just not her night right now, but she's going to have to let that past her, and she's going to have to get going.
The Dragons next will play Coffeyville, whom they defeated a few weeks ago. Left wing, Hellwig brings the ball to her right shoulder before reversing it to Smith. She brings the ball above her head, right over to Hellwig. Left block, Brackney goes up, offhand, misses her first shot, offensive rebound, goes right back up, and is fouled on the floor. And that is on Kidd, her 3rd. And Brackney just so tough in the low post, a really gritty player who has 5 rebounds tonight, 3 of them offensive. And it's 43-24. Kidd subs out, Hendrickson comes in.
And we talked about the help defense, Cameron. It was there. It's just that they didn't box out Brackney, and she got the easy offensive rebound.
Lacey Strickland on the floor for the Grizzlies. Gegg catches left wing. Casper all on her grill. She'll pull up right-hand runner. Takes one hop off the left side of the rim. No. Bevins offensive rebound and finishes in front of Hendrickson. And the Dragons have just come out flat. It is a 9-0 run to start the third quarter for the Grizzlies. Bevins squares up her free throw short, but then it takes a friendly Grizzly hop off the lip of the iron, smooches, takes a huge hop in the air and falls through. 10-0 run to start the third quarter for the Grizzlies, and hemorrhaging from the Dragons. We're back in 30 seconds on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
Just a little under 5 minutes remaining in the third quarter of play. The Dragons on the wrong end of a 10-0 run. Labette County Grizzlies have come out firing. 19 points for Gegg, 12 for Justice Brackney. Hallie Bevins with 5 points and 3 rebounds. And Caitlin Hellwig with an 8 spot, including 2 rebounds. 46-24 the score, and the Dragons are really in desperate situation right now, and I would imagine Coach Kratz has called for a DEFCON 5 as Petty will wheel in front of Casper, interchanges with Sophia Pinamani as she's bumped into by Strickland. That was kind of an incidental foul. That is Strickland's second foul, and the team second as well in this second half. Sophia Penamani to inbound, near sideline, has Casper in the front court, 2 steps away from the scaly Purple Dragon logo at midcourt. Smith defending Casper. She'll scoop a pass over to Petty, who tries to slug off one defender and does in the form of Strickland and scores with the right hand. In transition, Strickland catches left corner, looks for Brackney, and Brackney is fouled by Hendrickson, and Coach Crotch not impressed with the cause. He thinks it's a ticky-tacky foul.
And Ella looked at Coach and said, "What'd I do?" And Coach said, "I don't know what you did."
4:15 remaining in the third quarter of play. 46-26, a 20-point ball game. Brackney catches left block and is fouled. It is on Matlock. That is her third. That's her first. Oh my goodness! I guess my fouls are off. I thought I've been keeping.
I also thought that she was in foul trouble as well. I thought she had 2 or 3, but hey.
Well, that's regardless. 14 foul committed by the Dragons in this second half. A bit of deja vu, much like the first half of action where the Dragons were in foul trouble at the end of the first quarter and allowed the Grizzlies to get into the bonus early goings of the second quarter. Brackney unable to convert on either free throw. She's 4-7. Rebound by Matlock. Looks ahead for Petty. Petty does not grab the basketball as it's deflected by Gegg. It will stay with the Dragons.
Number 11, Caitlin Hellwig.
Hellwig and Hosley will come in for the Grizzlies as both Bevins and Strickland go to the bench. Inbound by Casper. She finds Ella Hendrickson, who reverses it outside of the horseshoe to an open Matlock left wing. Casper will set her feet, right wing 3. Short Ella Hendrickson, offensive rebound. She can't reel it in. Dribbled it in front of her twice. Brackney scoops it up. Finds an open Smith. Hosley left short corner before finding Gegg. Jab steps twice. Kicks it out. At the top of the key is Brackney, who swiftly reverses it. Right wing. Hellwig has the ball jarred loose, and Petty called for the foul.
That was an easy call, though. And
yes.
I think Petty knew it.
The first foul is called on number 12.
That is 3 on Petty. The 15th foul by the Dragons.
They are piling up quickly, Cameron.
Smith inbounds front court to an open Hellwig. She has about a 5 to 6 foot difference between her and Petty. Gegg will operate. Left wing attacks, and she's fouled. Hendrickson slid over late. Casper playing Matador defense. She just thought she had help defense, but no one was really there. Hendrickson now with 4. 3:38 remaining in the third quarter of action, and Gegg to the free throw line. Her first offering, good, silky smooth, as she's 3 of 3 on the night from the stripe, and has now reached the 20-point threshold. Shooting her 4th free throw of the night here in just a second, as Kidd will come in for Hendrickson. Both free throws go for Gegg. She has 21 and leads all scorers tonight. Casper dribbles left-handed, reverses it back out with her gray Nike squeaking on the hardwood inside Pittsburgh's main gymnasium on this Friday night contest. Petty, left wing 2 drops. The 18-footer, beautiful. Really teed that one up and took her time driving it in. 48-20 in a 20-point contest. Grizzlies lead it. High post. Hosley can't catch it as she flips it up into the air. Matlock comes up with it. Casper galloping in transition. She surges forward, hesitates, interchanges with Petty. She'll stutter step at the top of the key. Has Sophia Penamani, who kicks it back outside the perimeter. Open is Casper. Hop step from the high post. Finds Petty. Right back to Casper. Some 2-man action. Petty, left wing. 3, short, glances off the rim. Kidd can't reel in the offensive rebound, and it's either been the lack of effort on the glass offensively, or it's been Hendrickson, Kidd, Matlock, Casper, whomever have just been unable to grab the ball off the floor when it's loose. Zoe Penamani comes in for Matlock. Hosley goes to the bench for the Grizzlies as Bevins comes back in. Riley Johnson will also come in for Sophia Penamani. And the way this game is right now, this will be the final game inside Pittsburg High School for both Abby Casper and Caitlin Kidd. But that may have been a foregone conclusion based off right now what is, I wouldn't say arbitrary, but kind of ambiguous 5A sub-state rankings and seedings. The Dragons currently 9th, lower half of the 5A state on the east side. So they're probably a 2-3 seed. And after a turnover by the Grizzlies, a left wing three by Petty, no. Zoe Pinamani had the offensive rebound, lost it. The Dragons with butterfingers tonight. Last touch by Brackney, fortunately enough for the Dragons. Casper to inbound, and it's a stack set along the baseline. Catching is Kidd, left elbow. She'll find Zoe Pinamani, who whips a pass to the right corner. Petty, skip pass, jab step by Casper, penetrates right-hand pull-up, rattles it home. Casper, 50% from inside the horseshoe, 8 points. 30 points tonight for the Dragons, who trail by 18, 48-30. 2 minutes left in the third. Coach Krotz really feeling powerless, not able to do much right now as Bevins will catch near side elbow. Interchanges with Hellwig. Tough angle on the left-hand floater. Rebound by Johnson, her second of the night. Her other rebound came at the end of the first quarter as she hoisted up a shot to convert a buzzer beater. Near side wing, Petty loses her handle on the sphere and it goes out of bounds. And Coach Krotz wanting a foul as Petty was bumped into. And Krotz with his palms up with the expression of bewilderment, just asking the official, how was that not a foul or how was it not off of Labette County? 1:40 left in the third, and that is also met with some jeers by the student section. Johnson swats the ball away opposite end of the floor as Brackney was attempting to step in front of the passing lane as Gegg looked for her. 1:30 left in the third, 18-point lead for the Grizzlies. Smith to inbound, brings the ball, forehead level, seams twirl. Bevins catches left block, left-hand fluttering shot, no. Johnson tangled up with Bevins, held ball, and it's Dragons basketball.
I tell you, Cameron, Johnson's the smallest player on the court, and she's the one getting rebounds for this team. Got to credit her effort tonight.
She has put forth a gritty effort en route to a 5-point performance through about 3 quarters with a $1:30 left in the third frame of action. Petty curls, right ring, defended by Gegg, who has gotten the better of the freshman tonight. Casper attacks, fall away, right-hand shot, no. Bevins with the defensive rebound, her 4th of the night. In transition, Brackney was the intended target following the pass from Smith, but good defense by Petty getting back and swatting the ball out of bounds. Smith to inbound with just over a minute remaining in the third. Players lined up along the baseline. Bevins catches, right block, goes straight up, no, grabs the offensive rebound and scores. Brackney actually had the offensive rebound, and she somehow was able to shovel it to Brackney, who was an inch and a half away from her, and scored with the opposite hand. A tough shot and an even tougher feed. Kidd Brackney tied up, held ball, possession arrow to Fort Scott with under 50 seconds remaining in the third. It's 50-30 the score. Across the timeline, Hellwig with her red Nike Elite socks. Right wing Smith brings the ball chin level, has Brackney outside of the key. Working with it now is Hellwig, who interchanges with Bevins. Left wing Gegg, she has 21 on the night. Will attack short corner. Brackney, 2-foot shot, blows it. The bunny not in her favor. Zoe Pinamani, her first rebound of the night. In transition, galloping. Casper reverses back out. 20 ticks left in the third. Kidd stepped into a 2. No. Rebound by Gegg. Gegg gallops forward. She has 12 seconds and reverses it back outside the perimeter. Gegg going to work. Left corner, setting her feet. Smith, 3, swishes it home. 2 seconds left in the third. The Dragons wave the white flag. A 23-point lead for the Grizzlies heading into the fourth quarter of action. That was characterized by a 10-0 run to begin the third quarter of play, and throughout the entirety of the third quarter, it was a 17-6 advantage in the scoring column for Christy Snyder's Grizzlies. We are back with the beginning of the fourth quarter here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7 in 30 seconds.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Let's go back live courtside.
And a merry welcome back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Flanking me to our right inside our Pittsburg High School's main gymnasium, it is Avi Sharma. Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio as our fantastic board op. Cam Molina with you. We are set to begin the final period of play. It is a 23-point lead for the SEK Conference leading Grizzlies over the senior night hosting Purple Dragons. 53-30 the score. And speaking of seniors, Abby Casper potentially playing her last home game depending on the sub-state seedings. Casper, follow-away, right-hand shot, no. Defensive rebound by Bevins, her fifth. And Casper, who had a pretty good second quarter, has struggled in this second half, shooting 3 of 7 on the night. Good lob, right wing to an open Bevins. She can't convert. Brackney offensive rebound, spins around and tosses it away. Brackney was teetering along the far side baseline, just had to get it out. Casper pull up two, she's bumped from behind. Gagg does not agree with the call as she earns her second of the night. That is the third team foul committed by the Grizzlies, who in Class 4A1 have been splendid, who are top 5 in the state in their classification, number 1 in their sub-state rankings, And Tristan Gagg, the old-time Southeast Conference scorer.
2,000 points.
2,000 plus. Casper misses her first free throw, her second offering. She'll set at the right knee, still cannot convert. My goodness. It has just been one of those nights for the Dragons as Brackney gobbles up her ninth board of the night. Flirting with a double-double, Sophia Pinamani forces a turnover as Smith was a bit frivolous with the basketball. Left wing, Johnson, 3. That one good as she snipes it home. She's 2 of 2 from deep and 3 of 3 overall in the night. 8 points. That is a season high for Riley Johnson. Gagg, behind the back move as she pushes the ball to the right wing extended. Bevins reverses it back over to the senior guard, and a commit to Pittsburg State University. She will play in the MIAA with conference opponent Madison Cook, who has committed to Central Missouri. And the Gorillas and Jennies will play very soon in about a week's time, and you can hear all that action on ESPN 100.7 as Gagg, nothing new, knocking down a three-point jump shot from 25 feet away. It's a 23-point contest, 56-33, and a timeout used by Coach Krotz. We are back in 36 with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Don't miss the live radio auction Saturday, February 24th, starting at 8 a.m. here on ESPN 100.7. Also broadcast on My Country 101.7 and KWXD 103.5. We will have farm and ag products, soybeans, equipment, and more, plus food plots for those deer hunters, recliners, mattresses, meat bundles, generators, and the list keeps growing. If your business would like to get involved with the radio auction, you can call 620-232-5993 for more info. To get your business on the area's largest radio auction, covering Southwest Missouri and Southeast Kansas. February 24th at 8 a.m. Don't miss it.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
It's a clash of the first place team in the SEK and the second place team in the SEK here in about 10 minutes time as the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons and Brad Smith Labette County Grizzlies, led by Easton Dean and Javon Relaford, will take on Kylie Rolfe and Gavin Elkamill, Markey English, and Chase Curtis of the Dragons to decide the outcome of the SEK Conference. The Dragons win tonight on the boys' side. They will clinch the outright conference title. The Grizzlies could keep their hope alive, though, if they are able to win tonight on the road. And a foul on the floor committed by Bevins as Matlock had her back to the basket.
The personal foul is called on number 22. Allie Bevins, that'll be her third personal foul.
That is 3 on Bevins, and the 14th foul committed by the Grizzlies. Casper to inbound, the line set, running from far corner to near corner on the near side portion of the court. Kidd will catch in the front court behind the arch, about 25 feet away from the hoop. Casper now has the interchanges with Sophia Pinamani. She dribbles left, switches it up with Riley Johnson, who peels back a pass to an open Casper. Casper angles a pass left, caught by Johnson, who shovels it backwards. Casper, 6 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter, and a foul away from the basketball. And it's on Matlock. That is her second, and the team's 7th. Smith is set to inbound near side portion of the court as Petty will come in for the Dragons. Jogs to the bench, and Zoe Pinamani will come in. And Matlock will go to the bench. And Coach Krotz just kind of clapping his hands, just waiting for the time to expire as the lead right now is insurmountable. 23-point game with some very talented scorers in Gegg, Brackney, and Hellwig. Shotgun pass over to the right wing, catching it to Smith as she reverses it to Hosley. Left wing Gegg, jabs left, rips left, and an offensive foul by Bevins. That is her fourth as she was trying to free him some space in the low post. And Brackney comes back in for Bevins with under 6 to go in the fourth. Casper turns towards Coach Krotz and awaits a signal. He barks out the orders, and the zone defense by the Grizzlies will allow Casper to pull up from 10 feet away and miss the jump shot. Casper had a good look, but she's now 3 of 10 on the night shooting. Gegg left wing, no look pass to Brackney, who reverses it right wing to Hellwig. Gegg, right corner 3, rattles out. Brackney, offensive rebound, power dribble, and scores. Double-double for Justice Brackney on a 5 of 9 field goal performance thus far. 14 points, 10 rebounds. Right elbow 2, Casper short, and again, it's just has been one of those nights for Pittsburg High School as Gegg loses her handle on the sphere momentarily, and then Giddy's up, right short corner, tries to go with a wraparound pass along the baseline, but it touches the inline and goes out of bounds. 58-33, Dragons trailing by 25. Sophia Pinamati just trying to work on herself as Coach Krotz will supply some valuable advice. As Keith Matlock, assistant coach for the Dragons, looks onward as well. Petty wheels in front of Gegg as she tries to go with a wraparound bounce pass to Kidd, and it goes out of bounds. And Petty just wipes her brow and her head's down for a second and pops back up, and that has been synonymous with tonight. A lot of heads down and a disappointing effort. And tracing back to earlier this year when these teams faced initially was only a 3-point game at halftime. The Grizzlies did lead, and Gegg, you can't leave her open like that. From the left wing, drills the 3, no problem. And Casper was trying to funnel her inside the lane, but she had about a 4-foot difference between where Gegg was at and she was at, and Gegg just dialed up from about 25 feet nearest the scores table. Casper right wing, she is able to respond with a 3-pointer of her own. Casper's first 3 tonight, as she's 1 of 3 from downtown, 11 points. She's tied with Petty for the Purple Dragons' leading scorer. Left block, turnover, Petty comes up with the steal. Dribbling is Casper as she maneuvers through traffic, navigating to the high post, and the timeout used by Coach Krotz. Under 4 minutes remaining in the contest, 61-36, Dragons trailing in the fourth quarter of play on senior night. We are back with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7 in 30 seconds.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
A rough outing for the Dragons, their last home game of the season against Labette County Grizzlies, and it has been a very tumultuous one. 61-36 the score. Dragons trail on senior night. Abby Casper, Caitlin Kidd, you have to commend them for their efforts tonight, as neither of them have really given up. Despite the scoreboard not being in their favor, Kidd on the bench with 3 fouls as Petty goes with the Euro step. A tough follow-away right-hand shot, ricocheted off the window and goes. Petty, 13 points on the night. Smith across the prime meridian, looks right to a flashing Hosley. She'll catch right wing, interchanges with Hellwig. High ball screen set to the right hip of Hellwig. Left wing 3, high off the window, and ricochets and drops to the bottom of the nylon. How about Abby Ryan, the sophomore guard, canning that one? That one really did not have any inkling, in my mind, of going in, but at just the right angle to fall through. Right wing, Smith reverses it to Hosley. She looks low on the post after the Dragons were unable to convert on the offensive side of things. Smith scans, needs to get the ball out of her hand. It's about a 5-second call. She's able to spin away, works inside of the key. Petty strips it loose, dives on the floor, comes up with it, double teamed, hit on the face, and that's a foul. That is the 16th foul committed by the Grizzlies. And some younger players on the floor for the Grizzlies outside of Brackney and Hellwig. With Ryan on the floor and one more to follow here in just a second. As Michaela Forbes will come in. And subbing out is Ryan for the Grizzlies. Under 3 to go in the fourth. An inbound from Pittsburg High School. As Sophia Penamani will have Casper on the receiving end. Smith defending Casper. Casper telling Leah Westcott, who's now on the floor for the Dragons, to make her way over as Madden Petty's being tended to after she hit the floor, and she is not in a good place as her arm's being checked down and is kind of seems to be hyperventilating as Westcott's pull up two does not go as it's an offensive foul. It is on Kidd. That is 4 on Kidd. Bevins enters the contest. And Brackney goes to the bench. I think that's the last time we will see Brackney as a pool of green, or a pool of purple begins to swell in the fan section as many onlookers watching their Dragons trailing 64-38 with 2:20 left in the contest. Boys matchup to follow soon as Labette County and Brad Smith with Javon Relaford and Easton Dean will take on Chase Curtis and Marquis English. Offensive rebound by Bevins. Another offensive rebound by Hellwig as she goes right back outside the perimeter. Smith, left wing with the rock right now, is Forbes. Forbes tries to rotate it and Riley Johnson bumps into Smith. That is the 19th foul committed by the Dragons and the second on Johnson. Ella Hendrickson checks in with 4 fouls, and Smith will go to the free throw line shooting a 1-and-1. Before that, Strickland will come back in for the Grizzlies.
And Cameron, I think this is the curtain call for Caitlin Kidd, as this potentially will be the last time she steps out on the court, her home court as a Purple Dragon.
First free throw goes for Smith, and I would concur with you there as Aaliyah Kerr is now on the floor for the Dragons, a senior being recognized tonight at the JV level. And she will get some claps in her honor from the fan section as the free throw does not go by Smith. Another offensive rebound by the Grizzlies that bounces off the shoe of Strickland and is recovered by Johnson. So a break for the Dragons and a foul. 17th foul. First on Forbes and a 1-and-1 for Pittsburg High School. So Casper and Kidd both on the bench. The starters' night is finished. Johnson's free throw goes. 65-39 the score. Dragons trail by 26 with 1:51 left in the fourth.
We already talked about it once, Cameron, but really good game out of Riley Johnson coming off the bench in a big moment for her to step up, and she did just that, the sophomore.
A season high 10 points now after converting both free throws. Smith, one-arm bounce pass, right corner, curling inside after receiving a feed from the corner pass by Strickland as Smith, and she scores with an acrobatic lay-in. Smith, tough shot, 4 points for her on the night. Good defense by Forbes, forcing Johnson to her left. Hendrickson will catch, high post, nearest right elbow. Westcott brings the ball above her head. Reaching and skying for the lob pass was Kerr as she looks right wing, and Westcott is able to drill a 19-foot two-point jump shot. Leah Westcott, first basket tonight. Wraparound bounce pass by Hellwig, steps through, no. Finds Smith, no. Bevins offensive rebound, still cannot convert, and finally Zoe Penamani is able to grapple the defensive rebound. Foul on the floor. And it's a 1-and-1 for the Dragons yet again as Riley Johnson carved her way to the basket, and Forbes now with 2 on her.
18th foul on Labette County.
18th foul committed by the Grizzlies. Hellwig goes to the bench.
At the line, number 4, Riley Johnson.
And Madison Sprague, the sophomore guard, comes in for the Grizzlies now as Hellwig goes to the bench. Johnson is able to get her first free throw to rim around and drop through. And Paige March also enters the contest for the Grizzlies. Bevins will have her night complete. Johnson, good. And Riley Johnson, second leading scorer tonight for the Dragons, 12 points, only trailing Madden Petty's 13. Left wing, Kerr closes out defensively against Sprague. Left corner, head fake sold twice before it's reversed back out by Strickland. Catching at the top of the arch with the rock right now is Forbes with 37 seconds to go in the ballgame. Kerr steals it. Westcott on the leak out, dribbles right-handed, goes up, and is able to score. Wow, Leah Westcott is able to ricochet a shot high off the glass, and the high-arcing attempt takes a soft hop off the windshield and drops through. Westcott 4 points on the night. 46 points for the Dragons, 67 for the Grizzlies. Left wing with the rock dribbling Sprague before she reverses it left wing to an open Strickland. And Smith will hold on to it, and that is all she wrote. Final score, 67-46. The Dragons drop 2 straight after winning 4 consecutive games, going above 500 in conference play, but now dip below 500 in conference play at 5-6, with a chance to avenge tonight's loss on the road against Coffeyville next week, right before we head into Sub-State. 67-46, the final score. We will take a 2-minute break, come back with the final stats, and look ahead towards the boys matchup here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast in names and numbers.
When you get engaged and need to pay for the wedding, when you have a baby and need to start that college savings account, it seems like the best moments in life can come with some real financial challenges. What's yours? At Commerce Bank, we find solutions so you can focus on enjoying life. Visit us online at commercebank.com or at a branch near you. Commerce Bank, challenge accepted. Member FDIC.
What does it take to have a truly positive reputation? At Vogel Heating and Cooling, we know reputation is earned by consistent performance, by serving our customers' best interest, by providing top quality, energy efficient ream equipment and service for Southeast Kansas homeowners. Vogel Heating and Cooling is a Ream Factory authorized dealer and has been serving the area for over 20 years. Turn to the experts. Turn to Vogel Heating and Cooling.
Bittner Motors is proud to announce that it is now Pittsburgh's new dealer for the Hustler line of zero-turn lawnmowers. Hustler has manufactured its trademark yellow mower for over 50 years, with each mower being built right here in the U.S. Hustler combines the innovative American spirit with a do-it-right work ethic to produce the best line of zero-turn mowers on the market. Call Mike Bittner at 620-232-1530 or stop by today at 1018 North Broadway in Pittsburgh to check out the Hustler line of zero-turn mowers. Hustler Mowers, made in America at Bittner Motors, Pittsburgh.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
A deflating senior night loss for the Pittsburgh High School girls basketball team as they were toppled by the now champs of the Southeast Kansas Conference and Labette County Grizzlies, 67-46. Congratulations to the Grizzlies. However, the Dragon seniors in Casper and Caitlin Kidd not very happy with tonight's final score as we begin senior night festivities. Casper, speaking of which, she and her parents being recognized as Coach Karatz in his first year. And when I spoke to him, I posed the question to him, although you may not have had as much time as many other coaches with their seniors, how has your bond been with Kidd and Casper, your two upperclassmen? And he said, I've only had a little time to work with them, but they are great kids, and I feel like our bond has really grown and matured this season, and he's so happy to see them fulfill their high school careers and enjoy their basketball playing experience. And I know that he wanted the two to end on a high note. Same thing with Aaliyah Kerr, who is also being recognized, but it was a tough final game for them. Sub-State still ahead, and with the loss, the Dragons could drop below 9th in the 5A East rankings, if you will, and we'll discuss that more during the boys' halftime to maybe provide a bit more clarity. But the boys' basketball team, their seniors also being acknowledged as Chase Curtis, Marquis English, Dalton Gromer, and Alex Kafka all receiving roses right now. Isaac Leverins will as well. And it has been a great season for the boys basketball team, but the girls dropping to 8-11 on the season, 5-6 in SEK play, as Drew Rolfs also will receive a rose as his father, Kylie Rolfs, the basketball coach of the boys basketball team, will share a very unique moment. And I know Coach Rolfs has been dreading this day, and I've talked with him, not really trying to evoke any sort of emotion, but he says, I really don't want to talk about it because I feel I will tear up. So regardless of tonight's outcome on the boys' side, I think we will have a very emotional coach on our hands, and that just kind of shows what all the coaches have done for these guys and gals, and the effort they have invested and the time they have invested in making sure that all of these players, all these student athletes have had a great experience at Pittsburg High School, as cheers rain down from Pittsburg fans on to those who are moving on to bigger and better things. Let's quickly go over the girls' recap real quick. Riley Johnson, 12 points for the Lady Dragons, 2 rebounds on 2 of 2 shooting from deep. 4 points for Leah Westcott off the bench. Caden Matlock, 2 points, 2 rebounds. Caitlin Kidd, 2 points, 3 rebounds. Sophia Penamani, 2 points. Abby Casper, 11 points. Madden Petty with a 13 spot tonight. Tristan Gagg nearly hitting that 30-point mark as she dropped 27 points, including a couple of assists. Hellwig, 8 points. 4 points for Peyton Smith. Brackney with a double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds. Hallie Bevins off the bench, a splendid performance as Aubrey Sorrell is out for the season. Best wishes to her, with 7 points and 6 rebounds. And then off the bench, it was Ryan who dropped 3 points. It was a good 3-point shooting effort for both sides. Combined a 10 of 16 effort overall. The Grizzlies 6 of 9 from deep. Free throw line, pretty balanced too. 10 out of 12 were converted by the Dragons, 11 of 14 for the Grizzlies. It was just the rebounding department that had such a stark difference. And I'll be looking at it. I had my count 20-9. I think it was far greater than that in favor of the Grizzlies, as I think Labette County flirted with double-digit offensive rebounds, and the effort's going to have to be an issue or something that's addressed in practice by Coach Crotch and Coach Matlock heading into enemy territory against Coffeyville on Friday, and that's going to be the final tune-up before Sub-State.
Yeah, and Cameron, the good thing is, one, that these girls are going to get a whole week of rest to, focus in on that game. And another thing is, while that whole week, they get to, learn from this experience. They can watch some film over this and learn what they did wrong, and the easiest thing was they didn't box out. I mean, that was the toughest thing for them to do tonight. They couldn't get it done. And I think that was one of the main reasons why they struggled tonight. I do think the effort was there for sure. The offensive end, they put up great shots. They just did not fall for them, unfortunately. But they gave it all they got. They came up a little bit short tonight, but that's what happens when you play in this conference, Cameron. You mentioned it earlier, I think at halftime. This is one of the toughest conferences to be a part of in the state of Kansas. The SEK is just beats you up, and that's exactly what happened. And it's a thing that kind of sucks, because this is a young team that's learning and growing on this SEK conference. So, give them next year. They could be something to look out for in the year after that. But unfortunately, they won't have 2 star-studded seniors in Abby Casper and Caitlin Kidd. And they gave it their all 4 years on this court, and it's unfortunate they came out with the loss, but I think everybody wearing purple tonight, we're very proud to see them give it their best.
And outside of the fans that are wearing purple, how about the fans who are wearing black and blood red? The Labette County Grizzlies girls basketball team clinching the SEK Conference regular season title behind Tristan Gegg and the rest of that squad. Congratulations to them. That's a big achievement right before they head into Sub-State against some very formidable opponents. And the Grizzlies at this rate will take on Chanute the first round. Fort Scott will take on Independence. That's the 2 versus 3 seed, and if everything shakes out as it's supposed to, it will be another fantastic matchup between the Grizzlies and Fort Scott, who split 1-1 this year. So it will be a fun matchup in Class 4A1. And with that, let's take a look at Kylie Rolb's 14-3, 9-1 in the conference. Purple Dragons. Last time they squared off with Javon Relaford, Magic, as he's known as in the Altamont area, and Easton Dina was a 57-42 win. Not an easy win, though, as the Dragons only led by 4 at the first quarter, and then 7 at halftime. But a big third quarter surge led by Marquis English, who had a double-double, 24 and 12, and Chase Curtis, who also had a double-double, 10 and 11, were able to overcome a very stingy Brad Smith squad. And we'll hear more about tonight's matchup from the head coach of the Dragons himself, Kylie Rolfe. So we're back in 2 minutes with that interview here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons, open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
Hello, and we welcome you back to your sports headquarters here on ESPN 100.7. Cam Molina joined by Kylie Rolfe, head boys basketball coach of the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons. Coach, last time out, a trip to Fort Scott, Kansas, took on the Tigers. Tough contest, but prevailed. Can you touch on the victory on the road?
Well, it was anytime you go there, any road game in the SEK is tough, and anytime you go to Fort Scott, it's usually going to be really tough. And so getting out of there with a win was a really good feeling. Our guys were really excited and happy about it, there's no doubt.
Well, Coach, something I've always wanted to know, when you take on a league opponent the second time through, do you always plan differently, or do you tend to go with the same course of action that worked prior? Earlier on in the season, you beat Fort Scott at home, then going on the road. Was it a different story in the game plan?
I mean, it's a little both, to be honest with you. You got to look back a little bit and just see what things worked, what didn't work the first time, but then you also have to pay attention to how they've changed recently. And so we'll watch some recent game videos of them as well, just to find out how much has changed. And then you go into the game, your game plan will determine, is depending on those two things, how much have they changed. if they haven't changed a whole lot, then you're probably going to do a lot of the same things that worked last time and try to eliminate the things that didn't. And but, a lot of times when there's so much gap in between those games, teams have changed quite a bit, and so you maybe don't use a lot of that stuff.
Well, Coach, your offense seemed to be working for you in the first half. Your guys dropped 44 points compared to the Tigers' 26, and you just touch on the offensive outing on Tuesday.
Well, I just thought we were efficient. We limited our turnovers. We put the ball in good spots. We obviously shot the ball well early on from the three, and that really, when you're doing that, and then when you're able to get the ball inside and finish inside, you have a chance to be really good offensively, and that's definitely what happened in that first half, especially, I thought. And then it kind of continued in the second half. We were able to get a lot of good shots and move the ball well, and it enabled us to shoot a high percentage.
Well, Coach, we've been seeing more and more as the season progresses. Trenton Austin, your junior forward, earning more minutes, and it seems when you have him, English, and Curtis on the floor all together, you guys are a force to be reckoned with. Can you touch on maybe your big sets, if you will, when you have those three guys who are above 6'5" on the floor and how it helps your offense function?
Well, they're really good rebounders. That's what I would start with, is when you have those three on the floor, your rebounding definitely has a chance to be better. And I think we're a good rebounding team regardless, but those three are very good rebounders, and so it just gives you a chance to kind of clean it up a little bit better on the defensive end, and then get them back on the offensive end and be able to get finishes inside, which are usually higher percentage shots. So, we don't change a whole lot offensively when those three are in together. It's just it's just a different lineup that gives different teams kind of a different look that they have to try to figure out how to guard.
Cam Molina currently talking with Pittsburg High School boys basketball coach Kylie Rolls. Coach, I feel like I've led off with this a lot this season, but I think it's true of your club, both physically and from an observation standpoint. You have a very senior, late and upperclassmen team, but I think throughout the season, some of that impact can wear on your guys, both emotionally and mentally. Can you touch on the mental health of your guys and making sure they have that equilibrium, that balance between school and home life and basketball?
Well, I think they're the bottom. I guess the best way to answer that was they are a very solid group of good kids, and so worrying about that isn't as big of a deal. Knock on wood, but I mean this is a group that's just they're very level-headed. They've been that way for the most part, and it just makes our job a little bit easier. And they come from good families that talk to them, that tell them the right thing as well, and so we have that support going as well. And so when you have that kind of situation, it makes those things a little bit easier. And this is a mature group. They've been through the grind and kind of have a feel for what's going on. So you lean on that a little bit this time of year especially.
Well, Coach, you take on the current second-place team in the SEK in Labette County on Friday, but I think it's going to be the thematics of Friday that kind of have the storyline of that senior night. Can you touch on the ride that you've had with a lot of your seniors and upperclassmen and what the emotions will be like heading into that matchup?
Well, I hope the emotions will be under control, especially on my part. I tend to get pretty emotional. That's why I'm probably not going to sit here and talk to you a whole lot about them except what I've told you already, and that is they've been great for our program. They're a great group of kids, and we've loved coaching them every minute of it without a doubt. And so, the good news is it's not the last game. We've got more games next week, and then we've got the postseason, and we're going to hope that we can just keep this ride going for as long as possible. The longer we keep it going, that means the more games we're winning, the more success we're having, which is good for this group of guys because they've definitely earned that through their years here, and I know they're excited about trying to keep it going and continue that success as we head towards the end of the season.
Coach, the prevailing storylines with Labette County being Javon Magic Relaford. He's hit 1,000 points this season. Easton Dean has committed to go play at Iowa State as a quarterback, This is a red-hot Grizzlies team with a lot of momentum on their side. How do you plan to take them on?
Well, they have a lot of momentum. They are a hot team. There's no question. We plan on getting after them, and I know they plan on getting after us, but, we need to be ready and be good on the defensive end of the floor because they present a lot of problems with their big three, if you will, with Russell, Relaford, and the Eastman kid that you mentioned already. So, we're going to have to be good on both ends of the floor. You got to be efficient offensively against these guys as well. Coach Smith does a great job. So it ought to be a really good matchup, and I think our guys are very excited for it.
Again, that was Kylie Rolfs, head boys basketball coach of the Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons. We are back shortly with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Advanced technology, comprehensive quality care. That's Canar Eye Care. We have the newest technology, but we never lose sight of what's most important, our patients. Eye care has changed dramatically in recent years, and we've been there for you every step of the way. At Canar Eye Care, patients spend time with doctors. Total eye care from contact lenses, including bifocal contacts, treatment of disease, and surgical co-management. Canar Eye Care, the clear choice.
Find them fast in names and numbers.
Are you tired of all those confusing checking account options? The Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union makes your choice simple. We only have one option. Our checking account has no monthly fees, and if you maintain a $2,000 minimum balance, we pay you interest. Get the Credit Union Advantage at 416 North Broadway or call 620-231-5719 for more information. Deposits are federally insured by NCUA up to $250,000.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenient that pays at University Bank, branch GMB, member FDIC.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
It's a whiteout night for the Pittsburg High School's fan section. As the boys contest is close to beginning, we are 6 minutes away from tip-off between the number 1 team in the Southeast Kansas Conference and the number 2 team, Kylie Rolfs Purple Dragons on senior night, looking to fend off Brad Smith, Labette County Grizzlies here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7, alongside Avi Sharma. She'll be right back at her KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. The Purple Dragons, Avi, to begin with, their offense has been humming. Extremely efficient the last 2 weeks against Fort Scott on Tuesday, an 80-47 victory, and then against Chanute, a season-high 89 points posted. What's been the success thus far for the Dragons offensively?
Boy, you weren't lying. When they're hot, they are hot. Tuesday, they had the three-headed monster I've talked about it time and time and again. Chase Curtis, Marquis English, and Trenton Austin all had double figures in that game on Tuesday, and they were just amazing. And then Drew Rolfs, you know, he's had an up and down season, Cameron. He's hot or he's cold, and Tuesday he was hot. He didn't miss a shot in the first half, and hit the whole starting five played very well. It was good to have Gavin Elkamil back for the Purple Dragons. He had a bit of a rough start, but you know, it panned out a little bit for him. He started to find his groove a little bit, but the big thing was the bench for PHS. Javon Grant, finally, you know, we didn't talk about him much at the beginning of the season shooting the basketball. He actually felt comfortable in that game shooting the ball. And then Trenton Austin, who has really become comfortable with his shot now, not only an inside scorer, he's starting to shoot around the inside the paint. So he's becoming a bigger and better player for this team. And I tell you what, it's going to be tough to beat these guys, Cameron, on the way they're playing.
Especially when they're attacking the glass, both offensively and in the rebounding column. And it's tough when there are three players on the floor that are so diverse on both sides of the court, offensively and defensively. And really the catalyst thus far to this, what you have deemed the three-headed monster, has been Trenton Austin, and him earning more minutes. He had 15 points last time out against the Tigers, and I posed the question to Coach Rolfs, is there any benefit to having those three bigs on the floor? And he said, yeah, and the rebounding column, it really helps us. We get a lot of second chance opportunities, and with the diversity of Curtis, English, and Austin, and how they're multifaceted on the defensive end, how they're able to close out on shooters, how they're able to stay close to quicker guards, it gives us a huge, huge boost. But tonight, Austin will be to the bench, and we'll go through the starting lineups here in just a couple minutes. But looking at the Labette County Grizzlies, 12-5 on the season, they have also had their shares of up and downs. They are 3-5 in their last 5 contests. They beat Fort Scott last Friday, 66-61. So this team has had a whole week to prepare and a whole week to rest. This is a really fresh team led by Javon Magic Relaford, who scored 1,000 points this season and will probably be one of the first team accolade receiving members in the SCK.
Yeah, and Magic Relaford, watching him play, we had a pleasure to watch him twice this season. Great ball handler, a great leader, and a great shooter. He's just an all-around player that you want on your team, and he sparks this team. I mean, watching him is really fun, Cameron, and congratulations to him on the 1,000-point season. But I have a feeling that kid really doesn't care about that statistic. He wants to keep going. He wants to chase that ultimate dream, and that's bringing home a state championship. And for him to do that, he's got an obstacle in their way tonight, and that's the Pittsburg Purple Dragons. So this team's going to have to work as a chemistry-based team and just basically get these Purple Dragons in foul trouble, get them uncomfortable, make them put up tough shots, which we've seen before happen, and Pittsburgh struggles in that case.
Well, Labette County does not have the size to counteract what Pittsburgh High likes to do. They have Easton Dean inside, the commit to Iowa State University as a quarterback recently. Congratulations to him and his family, as his future seems very bright with that 6'7" height and a big gunslinging mentality. But he's really the only physical low post player that the Grizzlies have. But what they do have are multiple options offensively from the perimeter. Tanner Russell has developed into a good talent. And then you talk about Javon Relaford again, Joshua Walters, Keyshawn Anderson, who will come off the bench, and Alex Nyberger, who last time out had a pretty good outing shooting from deep. So this team has a lot of weapons, not only in their starting lineup, but bench as well. And with that, we will step aside for 60 seconds, come back with the starting rotations, and we'll get into the fun. You're listening to the home of Purple Dragon Athletics on ESPN 100.7.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
Starting lineup set to be announced. We'll get those to you right now as Chase Curtis, Drew Rolfs, Gavin Elkinville, Marquis English, and Jared Butcher will start tonight for the Pittsburgh High School Purple Dragons. For Brad Smith's Labette County Grizzlies, it is Joshua Walters, Javon Relaford, Tanner Russell, Easton Dean, and Alex Nyberger. A big addition to the starting rotation, Gavin Elkinville, who missed the Chinook contest and has really been ailing because of what seems to be a leg injury. He had a big outing against Parsons in a decisive Southeast Kansas Conference contest where he dropped 34 points, 8 of 12 from deep, and the Dragons hoping that he is healthy enough to give them support offensively and defensively tonight against a very stout perimeter-oriented team in Labette County.
Yeah, Cameron, we'll see how that leg's doing. Like I said, on Tuesday, it was a bit of a rough start for Gavin as he kind of figured it out later on, but it's still bothering him. You can tell it is, and we'll see how he's feeling tonight. And hopefully he's up to go, ready to go, but if not, I tell you what, Javon Grant, he's got a lot of confidence. I think Javon's ready to step in whenever he needs to.
And you know, the 3 losses this season the Dragons have suffered have come by the hands of Walnut Grove, in addition, Blue Valley Northwest, and Parsons. Those 3 teams were either stronger and taller in the post than the Dragons or more athletic and fast. The Grizzlies are the latter. They are a lot faster. They're really athletic on the perimeter. So for Labette County tonight, they just need to move the ball and try to run their transition offense as best as they can.
Yeah, get these guys gassed. I mean, Cameron, they run a 6-7 man bench, Pittsburgh does. I mean, Coach Rolfe definitely has a lot of options, but he normally sticks to his true core, and then he'll change it up. But if you get these guys gassed, get them in foul trouble, it could be a different ball game. I mean, play at your own pace. Play what you want to play. Don't play how the other team plays. That's going to be a big factor. And I tell you what, whoever's guarding Magic Relaford's got their hands full.
3 of the 5 Dragon starters are seniors: English, Curtis, and Rolfs, wearing their home white uniforms, purple numerals and lettering with gray trim. As for the Labette County Grizzlies, their blood red away uniforms with white numerals and letterings trimmed with a yellow outline. Easton Dean and English set to tip off from inside the madhouse that belongs to the Dragons, as Butcher and the Dragons will have the first offensive sequence going from right to left on your dial. Butcher will dribble to the right wing before delivering a bounce pass to Rolfs. Far side corner, far side into the court. English will catch, right block, tough turnaround. Easton Dean, great defense in front of English, as Dean will stop in the backcourt. He's begging for somebody to come assist him. Catching far side wing is Russell. Russell defended by Rolfs, who starts to fade away from him. Russell chest pass Relaford, right wing. The 6-foot senior looks for Easton Dean, who brings the ball to his left tip. Head fake by Walters. Dean wheels inside, follow-away two-pointer, good defense by English as he repays the favor. Offensive rebound by Joshua Walters, who's really a hard-nosed guy in the post. Relaford, right wing three, high-arcing shot, and it will touch the stanchion, and ties holding the basketball goal to the ceiling and the rafters, and it will be a Purple Dragons inbound following the Relaford missed three. In the backcourt, it is Jarek Butcher, the junior point guard and middle linebacker for the Dragons. As he dribbles with his offhand, he finds Rolf's left wing, who brings the ball to his right ear before shuffling the ball to the top of the arch. Curtis catches far side block and a foul on the floor committed by Walters, and that's a matchup to watch tonight. Both Curtis and English had double-doubles the last time these two teams clashed. Walters really didn't have an answer for Curtis, so it's imperative that Walters has a good defensive night. Butcher to inbound, far side baseline. The inline's purple. Catching English, right block, leaves the shot short, and a rebound by Nybarger. Nybarger scans in transition before finding Relaford. Left wing as he works the ball to Dean at the top of the arch. Ball screen set to the left of Butcher. Switch as Relaford will have Curtis, and telling Easton Dean go more to the left wing, clear out the lane. Isolation, Relaford will attack left, goes to the high post. Russell left wing, head fake twice, jab steps, step back in front of Rolls. Follow-away shot goes. Tough two for Tanner Russell, but that one rattles home. The 18-foot follow-away shot works for the senior forward. English catches right block, and he's able to respond. He's now 1 of 3 from the floor. 2-2 the score. 6:15 remaining in the first. Relaford, tough runner, angles it high off the glass and scores. Jared Butcher, no chance defensively, as it was a slow rotation on his part, more so closing out on Relaford than a rotation. Near side block, Butcher finds English, left wing before delivering a dart pass to the right wing. Elkamil back to the basket against Relaford. Double clutches high off the window. Curtis offensive rebound. Double clutches, foul and one. And the senior forward flexing on him, as the kids say nowadays.
You say it too. Don't lie to him.
I don't. No. If I had something to flex, I would flex it, and I would in turn say that. 4-all. 5:51 left in the first, and we will see our first sub of the night as Clayton Moore will enter the contest. Walters goes to the bench, and Coach Smith just telling him, hey, you got to calm down. I'm going to need you tonight. And he can't be fouling in this contest, as Curtis is able to convert the and one. Dragons lead it 5-4. Relaford raises his right arm and puts his right index finger up to initiate the offense. Nybarger far side wing to Dean. Near side wing is Russell as he operates with the sphere. Bounce pass to Relaford, and again a mismatch. Curtis and Relaford. Easton Dean posting up Butcher, but he has that low center of gravity, forcing the 6'7" forward out. Now a switch. Butcher defending Relaford, trying to take Butcher off the bounce. Nybarger near side corner, double team by Elkamil and Butcher. Under duress is Nybarger. He scans. He has more near side short corner. Pass fake. Defending is English, about a 2-foot difference between the two. Moore interchanging with Easton Dean. Dean attacking, double clutches, left-handed. English sends it backboard. Waffle boarded away by Curtis. Back-to-back blocks against the committee to the Cyclones. And Easton Dean falls on top of English. First foul committed by the senior forward.
I'll tell you what, that 2 blocks in the foul right there just got the Pittsburg Pep Club and the bench all excited on that one.
3 team fouls by Labette County early on. Under 5 to go in the first. 5-4 the score. Dragons up 1. Left corner, Elkamil. English thought the pass was intended for him, so he just reared back to ensure that the sphere went and crossed his face. Elkamil, left corner 3. That one saucers out. Easton Dean with a rebound. He scans ahead. Will attack inside, but looks left corner. Russell's 3 is off kilter. Elkamil will track down the board. Loses it momentarily, but Curtis recovers. Coach Smith barking out orders as Curtis attacks. Moore late on the rotation. And it's a foul on the floor. So Moore commits his first and the team's fourth with 4:30 remaining in the first. And Coach Rolfe saying that it should be a shooting foul as he's up on his feet, barking mad, absolutely filled with ire. Right block, Curtis turns to his right shoulder and scores. Tough shot by Curtis, but he was able to angle it just right off the windshield. 7-4, Dragons up 3. Easton Dean responds with a trifecta that bounces off to the left of the iron. English with the defensive rebound. He scans ahead, looks right wing to Butcher. Butcher feeds Curtis. Far side block, reverse back out to Butcher. Curtis catches, far side short corner extended, then a football laser pass left corner. Drew rolls to Elkamil, left wing 3-0. English the push foul as he reached over the top of Easton Dean. And Elkamil early on 0-2 from downtown, and he had that sublime performance against Parsons 2 weeks ago where he hit 8 of 12 from downtown, Avi. That was an out-of-body experience for him.
And again, Cameron, I think that leg is still bothering Gavin.
Far side wing, Nybarger looks low. Dean posting up on Curtis and a foul on Curtis. That is the second team foul committed by the Dragons. One on Curtis and one on English. And that falls right into the narrative of what Coach Smith wants to do. Ensure that the bigs are in foul trouble tonight and that you can whittle down their forces. Curtis and Dean face to face right now. And Curtis not backing down from the challenge as Dean catches far side wing, lost the football, or rather the basketball, and it goes out of bounds. But on the topic of football, Curtis the quarterback for Pittsburg High School, Easton Dean the quarterback for the Grizzlies. So really it's kind of a quarterback sort of contention on the floor. Bringing that beef over from football season. Curtis, far side block, back to the basket against Moore. Tough shot over Moore, ball swirls out. It looks like it was going to drop through, but a feint lay-in. Relaford crosses in between his legs, left to right, then right to left, draws contact against Elkamil and almost had a friendly Grizzly swirl around the rim, but the sphere falls harmlessly to the floor as both Trenton Austin, and Javon Grant are set to check in for the Dragons. Both are at the purple scores table. 2 dribbles by Relaford, sets chin level, one fell swoop on the release, and it falls short. Substitution for the Grizzlies. Keyshawn Anderson comes in for Nybarger, and that's another senior guard on this Grizzlies team that will have to retool after this season. Relaford, who was 0-1 from the stripe, attempts his second shot. That one goes. Relaford with 4 points in the contest. 7-5, Dragons up 2. Left wing, back to the basket. English turnaround shot. That one falls, and a tough look from Marquis English. And a correction. Relaford 1 of 2 from the free throw line, so he has 3 points, and the score 9-5, and a blocking foul as Austin thought he was set as Relaford attacked, and Austin picks up his first foul, and the team's 4th for the Dragons. Inbounds by Relaford, catching Dean, defended by Austin outside the horseshoe. Catching right wing now is Russell. Left wing pass to Relaford as he rattles home a trifecta right in the face of the freshman guard for the Dragons and Grant. So Relaford 1 of 2 from deep now with 6 points in the contest. Grant dribbling with his right hand. His club only up 1, 9-8. High post. Far side elbow is English. He'll jab right twice. Rip through to his left. Elkamil pull up right ring 2. That one falls short. Rebound by Russell, and Elkamil 0-3 to start the contest. Russell has 2 points and a rebound now. Looks ahead to Relaford, who will run the half-court set. Anderson flashes up, defended by the freshman for the Dragons. Working baseline is Russell. High ball screen set by Moore to the left of Elkamil. And a switch. Relaford trying to take English off the bounce. Hesitation move, goes right, looks for Moore left. Moore wasn't ready, stolen away by Grant. Grant loses it off his shoe. Anderson goes up left-handed, he can't finish, but a foul. That's late, and then Grant slams the ball to the floor. He needs to be careful and keep his emotions and his irritation in check, because that is going to be a technical next time he does that.
Well, that was a good foul by Grant, not letting him get the easy layup, but you're right, the frustration got to him because he messed up on the dribbling out, and he caused a turnover.
So Grant will have his first foul, the team's fifth, and Anderson unable to reap the benefits of the foul. Relaford on the floor with Russell, Anderson, Easton, and Moore. Second shot. No, and 0-2 goes Anderson. Austin grabs the rebound as he looks ahead. He'll dribble across the timeline into the front court. Elkamil, right wing, looks for English, far side block. Rolls, catches left wing, following the skip pass by English. He tries to maneuver inside the horseshoe, finds Austin, right block, double clutch shot over the head of Moore, unable to score. But he does draw a foul in the process of shooting, and Moore did not stand a chance. One strong power dribble on Clayton Moore, and it put him in a bad position.
Number 41, Trent Austin.
And the Grizzlies will try to bring in a sub as Skylar Gatewood is next. The big senior center comes in. He's only 6'1", maybe 6'2", but very bulky and stout in the post as Austin's first free throw drops. And English is having his uniform examined on the back side. I don't see a tear, but it could be blood.
Yeah, I think so.
I think we're going to get a better look as he crosses our point of view. Yeah, there's some blood on the back of it, so he will be tended to by the athletic training staff to have that cleaned. And Coach Krotz, with one free throw remaining for Austin, will have the ability for English to get cleaned up on the sideline, and he doesn't have to bring in a sub in this case, because normally you would bring in a sub. Oh, I guess now they're bringing in a sub. Well, English is okay now, but the officials giving him kind of a grace period. You have 15 seconds to bring in a sub in that situation, and there wasn't a sub, but he's cleaned off now. Good job by the training staff being able to clean him off fast enough. That was like a pit crew in NASCAR. Austin, his second free throw, he goes 2-2. 11-8 the score. Dragons up 3, under 140 left in the first, and a game that could decide the SEK Conference. Relaford's pass to Dean, mishandled out of bounds, and the wideout student night really starting to pay dividends as all the students jeering in the ear of both Dean and Relaford. Could have been a little bit of a, kind of had a hand more so in the turnover there. Rolfs, right wing. English at the point before he reverses it right back to a senior guard. Rolfs operating with the sphere, and an official timeout, and Rolfs goes to the bench. And now he has blood, and I don't know who's bleeding, but it's getting everywhere now.
Well, here's the thing. So Chase Curtis went to get checked on. He got his jersey wiped. Jarek Butcher, while the play was going on, he got checked on to get the blood off. And now Rolfs is, so something is going on, and somebody's spreading it around.
Is this Blade? Where's Wesley Snipes?
They're looking around. Even the referees are confused. They don't know who's got it. But regardless, now Ross has to come out of the game.
It's Ketchup. It has to be Ketchup. Grant to inbound. It was Tater Tot Day. I think that's what Napoleon Dynamite said. 3-point lead for the Dragons, 11-8, 1:15 left in the first. Elkamil wraps the basketball over to Austin, who looks low on a low post feed to Curtis. He's fouled on his way to the rack. Late closeout by Easton. Dean attempting to come over and swat it away, and it's a foul on Russell. And Tanner Russell had a play on the black basketball. 1:11 remaining in the first quarter. Curtis is the free throw line. He's 1 of 1 from the stripe as a unit. The Dragons 3 of 3, and Curtis is able to convert. He has 6 points and a rebound thus far. He will attempt his third free throw of the night here in just a moment as he takes 2 dribbles near his right knee, sets waist level, flicks, and no. He's 2 of 3 from the free throw line. Defensive rebound by Anderson, nearly an offensive rebound by Curtis as he attempted to crash the board. 1 minute left in the first quarter. 12-8 the score. Left wing, Easton Dean dribbling with the left hand, goes up with the left hand runner, and that one falls 6'7", and able to shoot a runner. That's unfair. Austin near midcourt catches the basketball under the front court. He has on the dribble Gatewood on his hip, and a travel by Austin.
It was a great move. It was a really great move. He had everybody baited on it, but he just took one too many steps.
2-point lead for the Dragons. 45 ticks left in the first. 12-10 the score. Elkamil will come up to defend Relaford, who awaits the double team from English as well. Relaford crosses over right to left, pulls back up to his right hand. The floater is able to ping off the left side of the orange and the right side and falls through. Javon Relaford ties it up at 12 apiece, and Grant and company may try to hold for the last shot, but 30 seconds, a lot of time to work the basketball around. Grant left corner, he will shoot a three. That one short, an errant shot by Javon Grant. You could have had that look anytime you want to, as Relaford is able to come up with his first rebound of the night. English a mismatch against Relaford with 10 seconds to go. My goodness, if Relaford attacks now, it's going to be bad for the Dragons. Relaford, 4 seconds to go. He has Austin on his hip, goes to the right hand, scoop shot, no. Rebound by Curtison. That will end the first quarter of play. We are tied at 12 each after one frame of play. We are back in 30 seconds with the beginning of the second quarter of action here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
And we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7, alongside Avi Sharma, Shelby White, our stupendous board op back at our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. 12 all as we head to the top of the second quarter. Dragons and Grizzlies tied up in what will be a true fight for supremacy in the SEK Conference. Right now, the Dragons with a 9-1 record in the Southeast Kansas Conference. Brad Smith's Grizzlies 7-2. They win tonight. They go to 8-2 with 2 games remaining. A lot can happen between now and next week, so anything goes. But if the Dragons win tonight, they will clinch the outright regular season Southeast Kansas Conference title, as Austin on the switch from Gatewood will defend Relaford. Relaford attacks, goes up left-handed and is fouled. That is Trenton Austin's second foul, and that has happened multiple times where the Dragons will switch defensively. And I know the versatility of Austin's English and Curtis is great. They're very fast, they're very adroit and agile, can keep with the guard, but in the same respect, that's kind of disrespecting Javon Relaford and his talents. He's a very, very quick, swift guard, Avi, and if you're going to try to defend him with the post player, it's not going to work out most of the time. Austin goes to the bench. English comes in. Relaford's able to cap off 1 for 1 from the line. He has a second offering here in just a second. Relaford misses a second. He's 2 of 4 overall from the free throw line and leads all scorers with 9 points. Rolfs, left wing, dishes it out, top of the yards. English going to work, high post, nearest the left double. Looks to the right wing, no one's there, but Rolfs, left wing has it. Looks for Curtis, near side block, defended by Gatewood. Right back out, Rolfs, left wing, 3 defended, and almost in the face of Russell. English tips the ball back to him for the offensive rebound. His first offensive rebound of the night. He has 4 points and 3 rebounds in the contest. That was Rolfs' first shot and first miss. Left wing, Rolfs delivers a bullet pass to English. He goes, hop step, and a foul on the floor. And Easton Dean wanting a travel.
He's not the only
as
one.
Coach Smith,
Yeah.
and I would have to agree because it was, I think it was a power dribble by English initially, then walked, and then tried to go up with it.
He took a power hop, and then he took a little bunny hop right after that, and then it was tough to see because of all the crowd that was going on inside the traffic. I think it was I think both Coach Smith and Easton Dean were correct, as Marquis made the first one.
And you say the first one, a prelude, 7 teams fouls committed by the Grizzlies, so 1-1. English knocks down the first, and he'll have a second one here in just a second, and that one also goes. Marquis English, a very efficient scorer. He's had about 7 to 8 games this season where he shot over 60% from within about 8 to 10 feet, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line right now as Moore is the inbound. He has Relaford in the backcourt as Butcher, Elkamil, English, Curtis, and Rolfs are all on the floor for the Dragons. Coach Rolfs on his feet as Jarek Butcher receives a little bit of praise from Coach Rolfs, saying it's all you against Relaford as he defends. Interchanging Russell and Relaford. Tough three. Russell defended by Butcher on the switch. Curtis tracks down a defensive rebound and more fouls. So 1-and-1 opportunity again, and that is a big foul. Moore now has 3 fouls. Joshua Walters with 2. So the 2 primary post players for Labette County in foul trouble with 6:51 left in the second quarter, and a 1-point lead for the Dragons, and a 1-and-1 for Chase Curtis, who is 2 of 3 thus far from the charity stripe. He has 6 points and 3 rebounds. Curtis rattles home the first. Russell near midcourt, and with those luscious locks, he has kind of that, what is it called, a wave going on?
Yeah, I'd say so.
The wave, I think the baseball players call it. I'm not up to date on the lingo when it comes to hairstyles.
We'll have to ask his brother.
Yeah, that's true. Former employee of My Town Media. 16-13 to score, a 3-point ball game. Dragons up by 3 and a foul. Butcher trying to recover and defend Relaford, but did a little bit of a hand check.
Well, Cameron, in football they call it flag happy. It's a little whistle happy here. In here, as we're getting a lot of fouls. 15 in the first half. That's adding to the total here.
With that, it's a 1-and-1 opportunity for Labette as they go into the single bonus. Relaford's free throws. He sets near the right shoulder, scoops a shot up, it goes. And that was a rainbow from Relaford. It's really similar to Dirk Nowitzki for those of you who have watched the Dallas Mavericks play before. Just the way he sets at the shoulder, brings it back a little bit, and then pushes up. Relaford, regardless, hits both free throws. It is 16-15, Dragons lead by 1. Curtis looks for English 3 feet away from the 10, and English will reverse back out as he peels outside the horseshoe. He looks right corner. Elkamil will try to reset the offense. He's defended by Relaford. Right wing extended. Bounce pass to English, defended by Anderson. Looks. Post entry feed to Curtis. He goes straight up through traffic. Foul and 1. Walters was late on the rotation. Russell was there, but Russell had his hands straight up.
Well, I tell you what, I think that's a good thing that Russell picked up that foul, because if that was going on Walters, that would have been his 3rd, and it just wouldn't have helped out this team.
Still, he had his hands straight up. I think he had an argument for sure in that right. Inbounds by Walters to Relaford, and a timeout used by Coach Smith, and he initially was going to talk to the official, but it's just going to try to compose his guys who only trail by 4. Grizzlies down by 2 possessions, 19-15, 6:19 remaining in the half, and we are back in 36 with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
I had no idea you did that.
That's what I said when I learned CDL does more than just electrical work. Like plumbing, heat and air, security cameras and alarms, generators, solar panels, even signs for my business. CDL really is one company that has a solution for about everything in my home and business. Learn more at cdlsolution.com.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
And a very welcome back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Avi Sharma, Shelby White, Cam Molina with you for your 100.7 crew. Grizzlies down for 19-15, but how about Javon Relaford skating to the rack, but he's unable to convert in front of the towering marquee English, who scoops it into the front court. Roll, skip pass, right wing, Butcher spins away from Walters, head fakes, has Relaford up in the air. English sells a head fake, trying to deke out the guard. Right wing 3, Butcher cans it. Jared Butcher hits the Dragons' first 3-pointer of the night. They are 1 of 5 from downtown, and what a good offensive sequence for Pittsburg High School. Moving the ball without any hesitation, a very selfless act from multiple Pittsburg High School players. Relaford, right circle 2 on the follow-away in front of Curtis. No, tough shot for the senior guard. English grabs his 5th rebound of the night. English looks ahead, left corner, Rolfson, he hits a 3. Back-to-back trifectas for Pittsburg High School, and that sends the student section into a frenzy, decked out in their bleach white attire on white out night, and Coach Brad Smith uses back-to-back timeouts within about 30 seconds, and Coach Smith pointing out one of the officials, saying, how could you let something happen on the opposite? I think he wanted the foul on Relaford when he went into the body of English. Regardless, 25-15, A 10-point lead for the Dragons built upon, and Avi again coming into tonight. And during our pregame, we talked about how fluid the offense for Pittsburg High School has been. 80 points on Tuesday against the Tigers, 89, a season high against the Blue Comets, and they seem to be hitting their stride here in the second.
Yeah, and Cameron, I don't think they'll get to that point tonight, but, you know, we credit that offense how good they're playing. How about the defensive end, too? I mean, only giving up 15 points so far in the first half. I think if there's one thing they want to discipline, though, it's that foul trouble because they have 7 so far.
The Grizzlies with 2 more fouls than the Dragons, 9 team fouls compared to the Dragons' 7. 5:30 left in the first half of action, 25-15. If you are just joining us on the dial, we welcome you to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. Pittsburg High School's boys basketball team seeking the SEK Conference title tonight against the Grizzlies, who are second in the conference, and this would solidify their regular season crown. But Javon Relaford, Easton Dean not backing down. Relaford with 11, Dean with just 2 points on a quiet night against Markey English. Defending Nybarger left wing as we resume play. Looks for Easton Dean, who quickly crowds in front of Elkamil, receives the pass from Nybarger. Nybarger dribbling right-handed, defended by Elkamil, following a defensive switch. Jab step to the right by Relaford. He'll cross over in between his legs from left to right, then crosses over counterclockwise from right to left. Relaford behind the back, defended by Rolfs. He has a little bit of room and is fouled on the floor. 18 foul committed by the Dragons. That was a hand check by Rolfs. And Coach Rolfs wants an explanation, and we've seen both coaches get after the officials a little bit tonight as, again, it's arbitrary. You have your objective calls and you see it, but refereeing is pretty arbitrary. You look at it, you have to decide. It's kind of subjective. You had guidelines to follow, but if you see it as a certain way through a different prism, you call it. So both sides just wanting explanation and communication as Relaford's free throw goes. He is shooting his 8th attempt of the night here. He knocks down both. He is 6 of 8 from the stripe, 13 points, and he leads all scorers on the floor. Kick ball. Butcher bounced the ball off the shoe of Relaford. It will stay with the bleach white wearing Dragons with their Adidas attire. Inbounds in the front court. Curtis just hands the basketball off to Butcher, who loops a pass right wing. To the right corner is Elkamil, right back to Butcher. Easton Dean read the post entry pass to Curtis. On a steal, Relaford goes up left-handed and scores. Javon Relaford is a one-man fast break. 15 points for him. Left wing, Rolfs looks, left block. English spins away from Gatewood and is able to convert with his inside right hand. On the break, Relaford will slow down the cadence of the offense following English's 8th point of the night. Rolfs defending. English comes over to help on Relaford, and then a foul. Curtis slipped on the hardwood as he attempted to close out on Easton Dean and bumped into the senior forward. And with that, it's another 1-and-1 opportunity as we've really had an inconsistent second quarter in terms of pace of it. We've had our moments where the fast break happens and some good scoring in front action, and then we've had this slow rolling style as the free throw from Dean does not fall. He could have used that to get back on track. He's 1-1 from the floor, 0-1 from the free throw line. 2 points, right corner, Elkamil trifecta off the flange, and Dean tracks it down. His second rebound of the night. In transition, goes up right-handed, and how he is able to maneuver with that 6'7" frame, I will never know. 4 points, 2 rebounds, and Elkamil now 0-4 from the floor, struggling tonight. Butcher defended by Nybarger as he reverses it to an open Rolfs. Right back to Butcher, who's hit a 3. Skip pass to Elkamil, right wing. He'll attack right short corner. Thought about pulling up, but Dean funnels him back outside. 3:45 left in the half. 6-point lead for the Dragons, 27-21. Bounce pass by Elkamil to Butcher. Right corner, Rolfs 3, drills it. Drew Rolfs to a 3 from deep, and the coach's son has potentially found something. He's hit back-to-back threes. 30-21, a 9-point lead for the Dragons, under 3:30 left in the half. Relaford, who has 15 on the night, attack. He has Rolfs on his left hip before kicking it out. Right corner 3 by Russell. No, Dean cannot track down the offensive rebound, but Curtis comes up with his 4th board of the night. Picks up his dribble. Right wing looks slow. He has English outside the horseshoe. He'll attack short corner. Step back 2. That's an air ball. That was a terrible shot. That was definitely not drawn up, nor within the offensive game plan for the Dragons as Russell crosses the prime meridian. He finds Dean, who slashes inside, tries to go with a double clutch floater, misses his shot as it's swatted away, but tracks it down and scores. Easton Dean back-to-back baskets. He has 6 on the night. Fake bounce pass by Butcher as as Relaford stuck out his left leg, and Butcher kind of hesitated, didn't want the kick ball. Right corner, Elkamil, right back to Butcher. He swings it around, left corner, Rolfs his 3. That one shakes off, and it's grabbed by Gatewood, his first rebound of the contest. Rolfs 50% to a 4 shooting. Scoop from Easton Dean to the left corner, Ninebarger. Gatewood right elbow 2, no, and Gatewood with a perfect look as Rolfs grabs the rebound and he brings it to the front court, bounces it behind him to Butcher. Butcher goes to work, attacks inside, and the big man went to work with some beautiful crafty moves, but Gatewood deflects the second shot in the post. In between the legs, moved by Dean. He loses a Butcher on the floor. Dean comes up with it, excavating the basketball, pulls up, right-hand floater, swatted by English. Recovered, Dean, and scores. Wow, what a series, both defensively and offensively. Pull up, Rolfs 2. That one rattles away. Rebound by Dean, and the offense for the Grizzlies settles down. 3 rebounds by Dean on the night. Coach Smith chirping to Nyberger, telling him to move around. 1:30 left in the half. 5-point ball game. It was at 9, but a couple of baskets by the Grizzlies have made it close. Dean loses the ball. Gatewood somehow recovers. Far side short corner. He thought about giving the ball up to a cutting Russell, but Relaford has it. Goes up left-handed, and a blocking foul. Wow. Elkamil was set in the middle of the key, outside of the quote-unquote restricted zone, and they're going to call it now on Rolfs.
I'm surprised.
So they're going to call it on Rolfs. That's his second, and Rolfs not too happy with the call, but it will be 2 free throws for Relaford, who receives a very healthy Grizzly hop off the lip of the iron, then the back iron, and it falls through. Isaac Leverins and Javon Grant will come in for Curtis and Elkamil respectively.
And they're going to get a confirmation here because Rolfs asked if it was on him.
Yeah, I thought it was on Elkamil.
I thought it was as well.
It should be on Elkamil because, well, I guess it's still double bonus if it was a hand check by Rolfs, but I don't think Rolfs was anywhere near it.
There was the confirmation. They just said it was on Gavin Elkamil. They just put up the wrong number on the scoreboard.
Relaford, his second free throw, no, but Relaford 7 of 10 shooting from the line. Rebound by Dean, his 4th rebound of the night, and the big offensive rebound and a chance to swing the tides. Grant foul on the floor, 11-team foul by the Dragon, and Grant picks up his second.
Good call. It was a good call. He
played more with his hands than his feet.
Yep.
But Elkamil on that blocking call, he was outside the restricted zone, body set, and Relaford initiated the contact as he went airborne.
The only thing I could think of, Cameron, is we don't have the best view. He might have.
You're right. No, you're correct in that.
His feet might have been chopping. We don't know.
You're correct in that. That's an astute point. We don't have the best point of view, and the officials do. Both free throws go through. 9 of 12 is Relaford from the stripe. As a unit, 9 of 15 for the Grizzlies. 7 of 8 overall, and Grant turns it over. The Dragons, over the last 2 minutes, have been languishing with bad decisions and some transition buckets from Labette County. 107 left in the half. 30-28 the score. Dragons up 2 at home. This is to decide the SEK Conference crown bearer. With that, we'll step aside for 30 seconds and bring you back more action from your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program, and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
Let's go back live courtside.
107 remaining in the first half of action. 30-28 the score. Dragons lead by 2. Gatewood inbounds the basketball. A far side out to Javon Relaford, who moseys his way into the front court. Looks right. Nybarger there following a fluttering pass back to the point. Easton Dean works it around to Russell. Has the ball poked away by Rolfs. Rolfs thought it was a travel by Russell as he dragged his back right foot. Relaford with the rock, dribbling right-handed. Butcher double-teaming Easton Dean with Isaac Leverage, and Coach Smith barks out foul at the top of his lungs with 40 ticks to go. Butcher left wing three, no. And Relaford jumped into the air and clapped his hands to distract Butcher.
I've never seen that before.
That was a pretty wily move. Coach Smith putting up two fingers, making a peace sign with his left index and middle fingers, and calls out Tuesday, 20 seconds left in the half. 2-point ball game, a chance to tie heading into halftime.
I think that was a rush three by Butcher on the other end to cause this right now. So Magic Relaford just going to take his time. They're going to probably run a play with 7 seconds.
English will adjust the freshman Grant to bring him up higher. Past the arc, Relaford will attack. He makes his way past Isaac Leverage, and using the window is Relaford. He misses his first shot, tries to go back up with a tip in. That one does not go. Relaford has a few words to say as he heads into the locker room after both misses. But at intermission, the Dragons only lead by 2. Last time these two teams played, it was a much different story. It was a 29-22 game. Dragons up 7, hitting the locker room, and then led after 3 quarters of play, 44-32. We will keep it here at your sports headquarters, and we are joined by Pittsburg High School girls basketball coach Chris Krotz here on our halftime report. And the Purple Dragons girls basketball team trying to shrug off a tough loss to the Fort Scott Tigers on Tuesday. They took on the Labette County Grizzlies tonight in a 67-46 loss. And Coach, just seemed like one of those nights where nothing really fell through the bottom of the net.
No, it was just it was a rough night from the get-go. We haven't had too many flat nights, and I feel like we usually come out ready to play, lots of energy, and for whatever reason tonight we were just a little flat, seemed a little, I don't know, just wasn't our night.
Yeah, and sometimes you don't have an explanation for that, but talk about senior night. Talk about Abby Casper and Caitlin Kidd getting the recognition they deserve.
Oh, yeah, they've been great for us this year. Like I said, coming in as a new coach, to have those two step in and be leaders on the team. And like I said before, they're not super vocal leaders. They don't need to be vocal leaders because they just come and work hard and lead by example, and just two great kids.
Well, Coach, at this point, you're kind of embracing the role of spoiler, and you had that chance tonight against Labette County. Fort Scott could have tied up and had a share of the season crown with Labette County, but they, not outright, but they at least have a share of the crown now. But can you touch on what the mentality is heading into Coffeyville next week? What will you guys do with this week off, and what's the game plan going forward?
The main thing, as I said, we got President's Day, is we're out of school, and I went ahead and I already gave them the day off. I think right now, with as hard as we've been going, we've been working so hard to improve, I feel like right now we could use a couple days to kind of get some rest.
Yeah, and with the loss tonight, it's kind of hard to determine until next week, but sub-state rankings are close to being released on the 24th. Right now, your girls place 9th in the East bracket of Class 5A. Every game kind of counts at this point, and I know it's not up to you. It's kind of precarious situation where you really can't do anything. It kind of depends on other teams, but in your mind right now, realistically, what is the position you guys want to be in heading into sub-state?
The number that's in front of us, that'll take care of itself. We're just going to come out next week and get better and get ready to play Coffeyville. And like I said, we're going to get a little rest right here. And then I'd really like to get 2 really good, tough practices in next week before Coffeyville. And then the chips will fall where they may. And then whoever we're playing, we'll get geared up and get a practice or 2 in ready for them. And we're going to go wherever we got to go and lace them up and play hard.
Good mindset to have, Coach. I appreciate the time, and good luck next week in Coffeyville.
Thank you.
Once again, that was Chris Krotz, head girls basketball coach of Pittsburg High School, following a loss tonight against Labette County, dropping to 8-11 on the season, 5-6 in SEK play. Realistically, Labette County could still not have an outright SEK conference championship if it just totally comes down to the complexion of their conference win and losses. But if Labette County does win next week, that's a surefire deal. Fort Scott right behind them. If Fort Scott wins tonight, or if they did win tonight, they win Friday, and then also on Tuesday, they would have a chance for that tie of the conference crown. I could double check that, but right now, Labette County girls basketball team at least has a share of the SEK crown. And at intermission, the score, 30-28, Kylie Rolf's boys lead heading into halftime as Tristan Geggs for the Labette County girls hits a half-court shot, $100 in her pocket, easy money, 5:55 remaining for the beginning of the third. We are back in 2 minutes with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SEK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons, open 7 days a week for your convenience. SEK Urgent Care, where your family and time matter. Find us fast on names and numbers.
The true test of a great insurance agency comes when you suffer a loss. It's easy to take your premiums, but Ray Ryan of Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh knows that handling your claim is the most important service an insured needs.
Claim is our chance to let the customer know that we'll be out there, not just that we sold them a policy, we'll also be there when a claim occurs to make sure it gets handled in an honest, respectable way.
Ryan Insurance of Pittsburgh, a trusted choice agency. Find them fast in names and numbers.
Customer first, safety always. It's not just a tagline, it's the Watco way. By focusing on safety, each and every day they build a future by protecting their customers, team members, community, and the environment. When Watco moves commodities by rail, river, and road, at home or across North America and Australia, their priority is to ensure that they deliver their loads safely and on time. Watco wishes all area teams a safe and successful season.
At Lindbergh Pharmacy, we care about your health. From a qualified and caring staff to services like our Time My Meds and MedPack programs, Lindbergh Pharmacy provides personalized service you can count on. Refill prescriptions online at lindberghpharmacy.com or on your smartphone with our free Lindbergh Pharmacy mobile app. You can also sign up for our text alert program and we'll text or email you when your prescription is ready. Can't make it to us? We'll deliver your medications right to your door. Lindbergh Pharmacy, now 2 locations to serve you.
High school basketball on ESPN 100.7.
Welcome back to the halftime report here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7, 30-28 at intermission. The Pittsburgh High School boys basketball team leading Labette County by 2 at halftime. This is for implications that could decide who will come out wearing the SEK Conference crown. The Dragons 9-1 in conference play. Brad Smith's Grizzlies 7-2. So it could really come down to the wire if the Dragons happen to let the lead slip away. Let's go with the first half stats. Chase Curtis leading all Dragons with 11 points and 4 rebounds. 6 points scored by Drew Rolfs in a rebound. Gavin Elkemos has struggled tonight. 0-4 from the field, including 1 rebound. And then Marquis English, 8 points, 5 rebounds. 3 points scored by Jared Butcher on 1 and 2 shooting from deep. And then Trenton Austin, 2 points and a rebound. Joshua Walters has 2 fouls for the Grizzlies. Javon Relaford, 18 points and 2 rebounds. 1 rebound by Keyshawn Anderson off the bench. Tanner Russell, 2 points. Easton Dean with 8 points and 4 rebounds. 2 things I want to talk about, Avi, before the beginning of this second half. One being the Dragons really kind of being frivolous with their shot selection. They've been shooting a lot of 3-pointers tonight, 10 to be exact compared to the 3 of the Grizzlies. They're not taking the easy looks inside.
Yeah, Cameron, I tell you what, it is... It's interesting. I think the second quarter was a bit of a debacle for the Purple Dragons. They struggled a lot there at the end, and it was I don't know if you said the run or not, but at the end there, Labette County had a good second run there that got them going, and the motivation turned around. But you're right. 3-point shots are not falling for them right now, so they need to go back and run the offense. They need to go and do what Coach Rolfs does best, and that's go back to your homegrown roots. And we've seen this, and we've called this time and time and again. They're going to do that, and they might succeed on that. Now, the other thing is foul trouble. You have got to be smart in this second half. I believe there was, 19, 20 fouls in that first half. Unbelievable about what happened there. And so, not only that, but you're going to have to convert from the charity stripe. And that's what Pittsburgh's doing right now, is they're 87% from the line, only 60% for Labette County. But convert at the charity stripe if you get your opportunity.
You're demonstratively like slamming the table. We have all our stuff set up. I had to make sure my phone was pushed back a little further. You almost knocked it on the floor. But in terms of free throws, the Dragons 7 of 8 from the line. The Grizzlies 9 of 15, so they are +2 in makes and +7 in attempts. But again, 60% compared to 87%. I mean, you make at least 2 or 3 more of those free throws. You have the lead heading into the second half if you are the Grizzlies. As for the Grizzlies, turnovers right now have been an issue with trying to lock down the interior. What they've done really well, what they did great, in that first half of doing is battling on the glass. That was a big issue in the first game. The Dragons had 34 rebounds. They won offensively off the glass, too, at Pittsburg High School. They just need to be more physical down low.
I agree, Cameron, and it starts with the passion down low. Let's see what rebounds you got here. 12 to 12. It's an even game on rebounds. That's crazy. Now, I don't know any team that has gone even with Pittsburg in rebounding. I don't know who's beaten Pittsburg in rebounding. That's the crazy thing about it. So, props to the effort on this Labette County team who have only one guy over 6 foot tall. Everybody else just, really under there on the size compared to PHS. And then a really cool moment at halftime, Cameron. Tristan Gegg made that half-court shot. She got $100. She decided to decline the $100 and she gave it to charity.
Yep. Pretty classy on her part. One thing I do want to bring up, Joshua Walters, Clayton Moore, both over 6 feet tall, but the two forwards, the both reserve and kind of ancillary forwards, are in foul trouble right now. Joshua Walters has 2 fouls and Moore with 3, so that front court will have to be careful and be cognizant of their fouls as Labette seems to be coming out in it will be man-to-man, but it kind of looked like a 2-1-2, and it is a 2-1-2. As Easton Dean will defend English down low. English rips through, goes with his left and scores. Dean almost able to pin it off the backboard. The Dragons will go left to right on your dial offensively. The Grizzlies right to left. The blood-red cladded Grizzlies go to work. Relaford will catch left wing. He'll shoot a contested three-pointer. Not the best shot. Russell tips it to the air. Grabs the offensive rebound. Tough follow-away. Shot is short. Ball still loose. Relaford, English battling for it. Curtis ultimately comes up with it. Curtis, 11 points, 5 rebounds, so he's kind of flirting with that double-double. Right corner Butcher before reversing it out to an open English at the high post. Skips it, Rolfs left wing. He finds Curtis, who looks back door for an open marquee English, and he's fouled. And Relaford's asking who was defending in that situation. The 2-3 zone was in shambles. Dean committed on the help to Curtis, and then Curtis just looked English off and delivered a beautiful pass right into his breadbasket. Walters now has 3. Moore has 3 too. English, his first free throw goes, and speaking of which, Moore will come in for Walters, who has been practically a non-factor tonight. 3 fouls and a rebound. 33-28 the score. Dragons lead it. 4th free throw of the night for English here in a moment. He'll spin the sphere in his hand, set waist level, and the ball will swirl out of the nylon. And nearly dropped through. That was kind of rude of the rim to do that. As Relaford will go to work. Right wing, head fakes, goes to the far side ring, reverses back out, finds Russell. Russell will wave Nybarger off before jetting a pass over left wing. Dean dribbles to the left, and he has Russell. He'll set a high ball screen for Russell, who falls away deep 2, banks it in. How did he get that one off? What a shot by Tanner Russell to ricochet the ball high off the window with the big 6'6" forward and Curtis right in his grill. Elkamil wrap around, laser pass in the corner to Butcher, who finds Rolfs. Right back to Elkamil, right wing 3-0, and Elkamil has his shot over the backboard and out of bounds. And Elkamil still struggling in this contest. 0-5 shooting, 0-4 from deep. 33-30 the score. Dragons up by a trifecta. Under 6:30 left in the third. Relaford will waltz into the front court, raises his left hand, and puts 2 fingers up to initiate the half-court set. Right wing flanking Relaford is Nybarger, as Russell will cut through the key, defended by Rolfs. High ball screen set to the right of Butcher, and a switch. Easton Dean trying to post up on Butcher. Relaford will look right corner. Russell's 3, no. Curtis 6th rebound of the contest. Dribbling in transition, Curtis, right corner 3, English well off the mark, and that one's tracked down by Russell, his second board of the contest. Relaford will slow down the cadence of the offense instead of pushing down the pedal to the metal. Dribbling with his left, Russell scoops it into the midst of Easton Dean. He'll swerve in between both Curtis and Butcher. Misses his pull-up, 2. Curtis, 7th rebound as he trudges in transition, looks behind him. Rolfs deep trifecta. He dialed it up, and answering is the bottom of the nylon. Drew Rolfs, 3 of 5 from behind the arc tonight. He has 9 points and a rebound. He had a sequence where he had back-to-back threes on continuous possessions and losing the basketball as Russell along the far baseline as Relaford tried to thread the needle. 6-point game. Dragons lead 36-30, 5:20 left in the third. Butcher across the prime meridian. He'll stand on the scaly mythical purple dragon logo. Catching left wing is Butcher. He skips it to English and kind of like a quasi alley-oop as English had to reach far to his right ear to bring the ball to his forehead while fluttering in the air and then tipped it in. Butcher, that was a pretty good pass, but English with a better finish. Relaford operating with the sphere, wraparound bounce pass. Russell 3 off to the right as the ball takes a hard skip to the left side of the orange. Butcher in and out move, runs to the Nybarger, tries to toss up a Hail Mary, but English is there to clean it up. Nearly no resistance by the Grizzlies, boxing out Marquis. English following the Butcher miss, and Russell now 0-3 from deep, and the Grizzlies have allowed 10 points in this third quarter. And it is a 10-2 run by Pittsburg High School. Just about 3:30 into the third quarter of play. And we've seen the Dragons offense, very unselfish play, working the ball around the perimeter. Wolves had a good open 3. English cleaning it up. A lot of effort shown tonight by the Purple Dragons.
Yeah, well, we talked about it. Let's go back to the home roots, and that's what happened at first. The third quarter there, Cameron, and then all of a sudden they expanded out to the three-point shooting again like we talked about in the first half, and it was a bit of a struggle. Only Drew Rolfs is the only one hitting from downtown. If you're Gavin Elkamil and Marquis, just keep shooting. Having some faith in yourself. Gavin, we've talked about it time and time and again. He just needs to find it in himself, and once he does, he'll get that fire.
And you talk about roots to expand. That's more just the low post play and feeding your forwards and making sure English and Curtis are the first two to touch it. Elkamil defending Nybarger left wing. Gatewood back in the contest for the Grizzlies. He'll hoist a pass over to the right wing. Relaford with the rock. He has a mismatch against English again. He'll attack right before shoveling a pass over to Russell. Russell step back, thought about uncorking the 3. Right corner, Nybarger. He's able to drain it. That trifecta filed through with ease. So Nybarger with his first point of the night, he was in the starting rotation instead of Anderson. He was the starter the last time these two teams played. Nybarger, Gatewood doubling on English. English lost it off his knee, and Relaford bringing over the off-ball official and saying, hey, that should not have been off of English. Last to touch it was Gatewood. Rolf stated his case in a calm manner, tried to remain composed, and it was kind of denied. Relaford chest pass right wing. Nybarger jabs to his right with his white and black Nike shoes, black swish. Gatewood finds Relaford, left wing 3, swishes it home. Javon Relaford again is able to tee up and drive home the 3. Rolls, passes out of a pull-up, near side block 2. Elkamil, left wing, delivers a beautiful laser pass to an open English. He looked off all of his other teammates. English begged for the basketball, and that ball whizzed right to the midst of English.
What a throw.
I wish I had a radar to clock that.
The accuracy, too.
Right in his mitts. Relaford, near side wing, will find Russell. His corner 3 now. Tanner Russell 0-4 from deep, and Coach Wolf's not pleased with Russell being open. It was favorable that he missed. Right wing, Elkamil finally ends his drought of missed threes. He's 1 of 5. The Dragons 5 of 13 from downtown, just under 40% on the night. 45-36 the score. Dragons lead it by 9. Dean taking Curtis off the bounce. He has him on his left tip. Tosses up a left-hand Hail Mary. English with his 7th rebound in the student section during wideout night. Cheering air ball. Elkamil transition right corner 3. What a shot. And Elkamil starting to hit his rhythm.
Did I call it or what, Cameron?
I didn't even hear you call it.
I just said it timeout. I said if Gavin finds himself, he's going to catch fire.
Rolfs.
Relaford
tries to close out on Relaford, and Relaford's 3 drops. So 3-pointers falling in a flurry, 48-39 to score. 2:20 left in the third quarter of action. Grizzlies trail. We are back in 30 seconds with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Does your current checking account pay you up to $15 per month? With Common Sense Checking at University Bank, you can earn up to $15 per statement cycle, 10 cents for each swipe after the first 15 swipes. Qualifying is so easy. Simply have one direct deposit or auto payment plus 15 debit card purchases each statement cycle and a $100 opening deposit. Stop by the bank for more information about our Common Sense Checking. Then swipe and save. It's convenience that pays at University Bank. Branch GMB. Member FDIC.
Let's go back live courtside.
The Dragons at halftime shot 3 of 10 from downtown. Since then, in the third quarter, 3 of 4 from deep. In total, 6 of 14 from behind the arc. 2 3-pointers converted by Elkamil, 1 by the coach's son, Drew Rolfs. Avi Sharma shall be right back in our KSHQ studio. Cam Molina with you. If you are just joining us on the dial, make sure to also check out our live stream at ESPN100.7.com if you wish to spectate and watch all of your favorite Grizzlies and Dragons from the comfort of your home. Curtis inbound, far baseline, standing on the purple inline. He'll scan, looking for Javon Grant, who subbed in. In addition, on the floor is Trenton Austin for Pittsburg High School. Austin will flash up from the backcourt to the front court and catch the inbounds from Curtis. Elkamil interchanges following the handoff from Curtis in the backcourt. Grant will cut from right to left in a face guard. Anderson just locking down Grant, harassing him. Elkamil, chest pass, right wing, Rolf. Scants. He has Austin, who flares up and catches at the top of the arch. Looks left, Grant catches. Anderson defending. 2 very fast players on the hardwood. Under 2 to go in the third quarter of play. It's 48-39. Dragons lead it by 9. Elkamil, a twisting seam bounce pass to Austin. Curtis right back to Elkamil. 3, drills it. And Gavin Elkamil, who was 0 of 4 at halftime, is now 3 of 7. And he has just been spectacular, going 3 of 3 in this third. Gatewood catches, right block, head fake, goes up and scores. Gatewood, a pretty move from the far side block as Elkamil slows down the pace. He knew the double team was coming from Anderson and Relaford. Good move on the sophomore's part. As at the point is Curtis. He'll whip it around left wing. Rolf's chest pass to an open Elkamil. High ball screen set to the left of Relaford by Curtis, and a follow-away 2 by Elkamil. He is really starting to feel it. He's logged 11 points in this contest. Relaford dribbling with the right hand, whips the pass over right corner. Zipping from the far side corner to the right wing is Russell. Russell, high ball screen set by Gatewood. Left wing Relaford, 45 ticks to go in the third, 53-41 the score. Dragons up 12 after a beautiful, beautiful 3-point performance in this third quarter. Relaford will attack, goes left block, scoops the ball up with his right hand and scores. Javon Relaford has been magical inside of 5 feet. Grant flips it back outside to Elkamil, and Coach Rolfs barking for last one. So one more shot in this third quarter, theoretically. Grant crosses over from right to left. He's wearing white compression leggings. Picks up his dribble. Right wing, Rolfs. High ball screen set by Austin. Rolfs with the high ball screen set by Austin. Rolfs step back 3, defender in his face. Leaves it well short. Austin saves it to Curtis, though, and nearly a tip-in. Everybody started walking to the benches after Rolfs airballed it through. I mean, Anderson was already in front of Coach Smith. Austin flings it underneath his left armpit. Curtis catches and lobs it up right-handed and nearly converts. Wow, everyone was just so aloof and just thought the quarter was over, almost paid dividends for the Dragons. But the 3-point weapon has really impacted the ballgame as the Dragons shot wonderfully from deep. They went 4 of 6 in the third quarter and hold a 10-point edge over the Grizzlies. Heading into the final quarter of play, we will have either an official SEK regular season conference champion or implications about who will be the champion after tonight's matchup. You're listening to the Sports Headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
Now accepting new clients. At the Pet Care and Surgery Center, Dr. James Clark believes all of our pets deserve kind, humane, and loving treatment. From a simple checkup or rabies vaccination to performing major surgery. Plus, Dr. Clark has boarding, grooming, nutrition, and wellness checkups. Dr. James Clark can provide that loving member of your family with the treatment they deserve. Call 620-308-6454 to set up an appointment or simply visit petcarecenter.org. Pet Care and Surgery, making a difference.
Let's go back live courtside.
Fourth quarter of action begins 53-43. Dragons lead by 10. Easton jabs to the left twice. Austin late to come and defend it. Then Easton Dean tosses up a circus shot. That one had next to no chance of going in. Good defense by the junior forward for the Dragons. Left block, Austin head fake. He works around Gatewood, goes up right-handed. I thought that Austin was going to cock it back and throw a vicious jam, but instead the score is 55-43 following the reverse lay-in. Trenton Austin defending Easton Dean, who uses his right hand to manufacture some space, looks to his left. Relaford catches, brings the ball waist level, asking for a high ball screen from the very stout Gatewood, and then Gatewood will just flare off. He didn't even slip to the basket. Relaford never used the screen. Anderson, good bounce pass on the post entry to Dean, who's double teamed by Austin. And English, he goes up left-handed and scores in the face of Marquis English. That's very talented. What a move by Easton Dean. He's 5 of 7 from the floor. And speaking of talented, how about Marquis English responding with the lay-in of his own? He's 8 of 10 inside of 5 feet tonight. 19.7 rebounds and a travel by Easton Dean. .6:45 left in the final quarter of play. The Dragons win tonight's game. They are Southeast Kansas regular season conference champions. Labette County pulls off a miraculous fourth quarter of play here inside Pittsburg High School's main gymnasium. There will be talk circulating of potentially co-champions. English, head fake, Dean defending, takes a hop step through, has Elkamil, short corner lay-in. Elkamil with a good move following the English hop step, and Coach Smith saying, that's a travel, that's a travel. He said exactly, to reiterate, that's a walk, but I really can't get that high of tone of voice as he has, as Easton Dean goes left block, he converts and one. So Easton Dean is able to use the window to his benefit and scores. He has 12 points, 4 rebounds, and will go to the free throw line. 3 fouls on Trenton Austin, but it was enough to give Chase Curtis a break, and he's refreshed, now back on the hardwood with 6 to go in the fourth quarter in a 12-point contest. Dragons lead it 59-47. They get 59-48, an 11-point ball game as Easton Dean converts from the charity stripe. English will cross the timeline, gets to the right elbow, scoops it up, right-handed ball swirls around the orange, and it drops out. And that is Easton Dean's third foul. And that is the team's second foul. We had a really clean third quarter of action. We were treated to a lot of fun from both sides in that third period of play, as English's first free throw as he sets forehead level as a beeline shot that bounces off the back iron, no good. Rolfs goes into the backcourt to defend Tanner Russell, who could leak out and cherry pick if he wanted to. English goes 0 of 2. Elkamil tips it up. Second chance. Curtis skies up for the offensive rebound. English hop step goes through with the left hand and a foul. And that is on Easton Dean potentially. And it will be on Anderson. That is his first.
Dean looked like he was the criminal on that one because he did not have the happiest face.
English missing his last 2 free throws, now last 3. He's just been a little short.
You don't normally see that out of Marquis as well. He's a very good free throw shooter.
He is 3 of 7 tonight. Slurring my words. 4 of 8 potentially here. If he converts this one, he does, as that one clangs home. 20 points on Marquis English. 60-48 the score. Dragons lead by 12. Relaford tries to stave off both Grant and Wolves. Left wing Anderson, 3, not even in the right area code. Grant comes in with his first rebound of the night. He looks in transition, tries to go with a double clutch scoop shot, and is fouled. Grant bailed out by the Relaford block, and Grant was about 4 feet away into the right of the basket and tried to bring the ball below his knees and toss it up. He just lost sight of where he was. That's just a young player, and he will continue to improve. He has great speed, a good shooting touch. It's just about learning and gaining valuable experience. 5:30 left in the ball game. 61-48, Dragons up 13. Nybarger comes in for Anderson.
Oh, look at that.
And Javon Grant goes 2-2. You said that just for our viewers back home. Jeff Staley, AD for the Purple Dragons, came over. He was just trying to be amicable, a little funny, and shake our hands and tell us we were doing a good job, but in the process knocked down our streaming computers. So hopefully everyone can hear us who are watching back at home at ESPN100.7.com. 5:30 left in the contest, 62-48, a foul on the floor committed by Grant, his third, as he was trying to defend Relaford, who sped past him. Easton to inbound. Dean gets it in to Russell in the front court, about 4 to 5 steps away from the top of the arch. Right corner, Nybarger, head fake. He had Elkamil up in the air for a moment. Walters double team by English, and Elkamil. English with a purloining steal. He looks ahead, hop step, makes his way past Dean, does not score. Offensive rebound by Curtis, loses it, it's poked away midair. Curtis, 1 rebound away from a double-double tonight. Jab step to the right by Nybarger. He'll work around. And Relaford circles back to the top of the point as he works with the sphere. He'll dribble from right hand to left hand. He has Nybarger, left wing. Nybarger, chest pass to an open Easton Dean, who loses it. Elkamil comes away with the steal. It's a 3-on-3. Dragons will have Elkamil surge forward. Elkamil loses it. And now the center official saying that no, we should think about this. They are congregating towards the near baseline, and it will stay Purple Dragon basketball.
And Coach Smith over here at Labette County, he wanted a jump ball, and he is not happy. He's done.
62-48 the score, 4:45 left in the fourth. And Coach Smith being jeered at and a little bit of gesturing by the student section. English steps through, right-hand floater. Curtis with the offensive rebound. Grant steps into a 3, that one short. Another offensive rebound, and Curtis is fouled. And Curtis with a barbaric shout as he now has a double-double, 11 points, 11 rebounds. Butcher to check in for the Dragons. He's sitting right in front of the purple media table / scores table / timers table. And Gatewood will also check in for the Grizzlies. Walters goes to the bench. Grant will also take a seat. And that is 4 on the Walters, who has, again, been a non-factor tonight. Curtis's free throw rattles home. His second offering also good. Curtis, 7-8 from the free throw line, 13 points, 11 rebounds. Relaford dribbles right-handed, then crosses over to his left, goes up left-handed, scores, and one. And Coach Smith cheers as well, and in his mind, he's probably thinking, finally, something has gone in our favor. Relaford, 5 of 8 from inside the horseshoe, 3 of 4 from deep. Ultimately, 8 of 12 on the night, 9 of 12 from the stripe, and 28 points, the game-leading score. Javon Relaford converts the free throw, and he hits double-digit free throw makes. Nybarger defended, or rather is defending Butcher as he spins away. Nybarger all over Butcher. Butcher spins away against Slithers inside the right ring, and it's nothing but face guarding for Labette County right now as Curtis catches, double clutches, Easton Dean bumps into him but still scores. No foul though. 66-51 midway through the fourth quarter of play. A 15-point lead for the Dragons, their largest of the night. Right wing, Russell and company trying to find a source of offense, and the vein has been pretty dry this second half. Russell, his 3, left side of the rim, rebounded by Elkamil, and Coach Wolf saying, easy, easy, let's slow down and run power, which is pretty much saying, let's attack inside and bully everybody. Curtis catches, looks low on the post entry feed to English. He's triple team. Butcher catches outside the horseshoe, and a timeout used by Coach Wolf's. A full timeout, 66-51. Dragons use a timeout in the fourth quarter, leading by 15. We are back in 36 with your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7.
What's the buzz around Community National Bank and Trust? They're talking mobile banking, instant issue debit cards, rewards checking and credit cards, and let's not forget e-power checking, paying better than CD-like rates on a checking account, plus nationwide ATM fee refunds. Get in on the buzz. Community National Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Stream this online at ESPN1007.com.
The last time the Grizzlies and Dragons clashed, the final score was 57-42, PHS prevailing. Fast forward a couple of months, and we have a far more offensive game as both teams are at the peak of their offensive performance. 66-51, Dragons up 15 on their home court. How about 18 more combined points with 3:33 left in the fourth between this game and the final score at the last time these two teams played. Nybarger on a far side inbound will defend Butcher, and Butcher will inbound in the front court to Elkamil. Chest pass, right wing, English. He scans, looks left for Rolfs, who curls to the top of the arch. Rolfs with the rock, defended by Russell. Butcher looks low for Curtis, who wraps a pass around to the top of the key. A dart pass to Rolfs, left wing from English. English and Rolfs trying to go with a little bit of a 1-2 punch action. Curtis, right wing, defended by Gatewood. High post, flashing outside the perimeter is English. Bounce pass, Curtis. Hit back to the basket. 66-51 the score. 3 minutes left in the fourth. Jab step to the left. English has Easton Dean on his heels momentarily as he crosses back. Under 3 to go, and the Dragons, who are being pressured mightily by all the Grizzlies defenders, will just look for the best shot possible. And that shot came from Jarrett Butcher, near side short corner. 2 drops. Butcher with 5 points. 68-51, 2:39 left in the ball game. Relaford dribbling with his right hand. He'll swerve inside. The runner swishes through, and with that, Javon Relaford, 31 points on the night as he hits the 30-point echelon. Jarrett Butcher awaits the midcourt ball screen set by Curtis, doesn't use it, and Nybarger draped all over, blanketing Butcher. He goes into the body of Gatewood, fights through contact. Curtis offensive rebound and his foul, and Curtis looks to the bench and says, too easy. The passion that young man plays with is unprecedented in the conference. And it shows in the stat sheet, too. How about 15 points, 12 rebounds? Curtis sets waist level, free throw, rattles home. And if the Dragons, whom last year were balanced in the first round of state, want a chance to proceed and go to the semifinals for the championship game in Topeka, Kansas at 5A State, it's going to be off the curtails of both Curtis and English in their performance as Curtis goes 2 for 2. Curtis 9 of 10 from the line, 17 points, 12 rebounds, 70-53 the score. Russell, three-pointer, right wing, no, and Russell has struggled tonight. A 2 of 9 shooting performance, 0 of 6 from deep. Full court pass, Curtis finds English, right block, and that one goes in. Basket interference, that one goes in. Easton team with the basket interference, and Coach Smith saying, no, that should be on Curtis. I don't think Curtis ever touched it. No, they are going to say it's on Curtis. I thought Easton Dean went underneath the net and poked it through.
I think Curtis grabbed the net, and I think that's what triggered the basket interference.
And the clock hasn't started yet until Relaford touches it in the front court. He does. Dribbles with his right hand runner, no. And Elkamil almost loses the defensive rebound to Relaford, but instead it's Curtis. Who else with the rebound? Elkamil catches in the front court and is fouled on the floor. And that is on Relaford. No, excuse me, that is... Wait, what, on Relaford? Or excuse me, on Elkamil. That's not right. It should be on Relaford. Relaford or Anderson. And regardless, it will be a 1 and...
Wait a minute.
Oh, well, now they're going to call it on Elkamil. So an offensive foul on Elkamil. And that is the third on Elkamil. So that's a bit head-scratching, but regardless... 1:30 left in the contest, 70-53 the score. Easton Dean, beautiful feed to Clayton Moore, but it's swatted away. Raindrop, meet windshield wiper. English turns away Moore. Rolfs, front court, double team, ball poked out by Relaford. Butcher recovers and a foul by Moore, his fourth, and the team's seventh, so a 1 and 1. And Butcher will go to the free throw line as Nybarger checks in. And I don't think Butcher nor the rest of the Dragons realize that they are in the bonus. So Curtis finally sees, Butcher sees as well, and they both go to their respective places. With under 1:30 left in the contest, it is 70-53. Isaac Leverins, the senior, to check in on senior night, which has been understated a bit tonight on the broadcast, but many of these fine young men and women have poured their hearts into their high school careers and will soon depart for greater things, whether they go to the collegiate level or enter the workforce. But one thing's for certain, on both sides, by both Labette County and the Dragons, both coaches, all coaches, have done a fantastic job shaping these student athletes. Free throws go for Butcher. Relaford looks, right block. He gets it right back on the scoop pass from Nybarger. He cannot convert. Curtis rips a pass in the backcourt to Rolfs, and then he has English defended by Dean. 1 minute left in the fourth quarter. Leverins far side corner versus it back out to his senior forward mate and English. English just sizing up Dean. Behind the back move. Pulls back, goes up left-handed and scores. And Marquis English just has a number of ways to get you. Dean stops, thought about popping, will slice inside, tosses up a left-handed Hail Mary. It goes over the backboard, and that's a turnover, and we will see a lot of new faces as the white flag has been waved by the Grizzlies, and the Dragons have won the Southeast Kansas Conference regular season title. Anthony Lee will come into the ball game. Also on the floor, Luke Falkenstein. In addition, coming into tonight's game for the first time, it'll be Riley Sorrell. Also, Ethan Jameson, who you and I have seen play a couple times at the JV level. He is someone to watch out for in the future. And then lastly, Nathan Smith, the sophomore guard, also comes on the floor as Brett Weimers comes in with Dalton Gromer, Alex Kafka for the Dragons. And Deontay Duncan will also see his first varsity action this season. And an illegal substitution on the Grizzlies. I did not take a picture of their score sheet and who they had on their official roster, but somebody was brought in illegally. But he will stay in regardless of who it is. And Dalton Gromer will go to the free throw line, and the senior has a chance to put up some varsity points. He'll set waist level, and that one goes.
His family looking up at the very top of the section over there, cheering him on. Awesome.
Gromer goes 2 for 2. 46 seconds left in the ball game, 76-53. The Dragons leading by 23, and this was a game of attrition where both sides were really grinding it out. At the first half, it was 30-28. Third quarter, Dragons led by 10 and now up 23. Gromer works it back outside to Kafka, another senior, as Leverins rips the ball from left knee to right knee. Head fake by Duncan, the sophomore guard. Brings the ball, head level. Gromer brings the ball to his right hip. Triple threat. Leverins goes to work. Duncan, right corner three. Almost bounces off the window and goes through. In the student section, just before Gromer went to the free throw line, chanted SEK, SEK. They know what's going on. Jameson works it around left wing. Anthony Lee will whip the ball back around, high post with the rock is Nathan Smith. Smith back to Lee, 1 second left. Smead, tough shot, and that is it. Your Pittsburg High School Purple Dragons are the 2018 SEK regular season conference champions. A winning score of 76-53. Hugs all around, and there is no better time to be anointed conference champions than on senior night in front of a packed house. 76-53, Dragons win by 23. We will take a 2-minute commercial break, come back with the final stats, and be joined by the SEK conference crown-wearing coach in Kylie Rolfs. Back soon on your sports headquarters, ESPN 1007.
Hi, this is Dr. Brent Cousins with SEK Urgent Care. When you're sick, when you're injured, or when you just don't feel like yourself, SCK Urgent Care is here for you. Let our skilled providers treat your non-life-threatening illness or injury at a fraction of the time and cost of an ER visit. Located at the corner of Centennial and Broadway in the Meadowbrook Commons. Open 7 days a week for your convenience.
It's a feeling you get the moment you step on campus.
It's the knowledge that you've become part of something more.
We're a family of crimson and gold.
Every day we challenge ourselves to achieve more.
The reason why we're here is to make a difference.
Everybody wants to stand out.
Without standing apart.
You belong.
At Pittsburg State University.
What do you want from your bank?
Access to my account information on my phone.
Security, convenience, and friendly staff.
When I call, I want to speak with a real person.
I want it all. Low fees, low loan rates, and high deposit rates.
What if there was a place like this in your community? There is. Kansas Teachers Community Credit Union, with locations in Pittsburg, Fort Scott, Independence, and Coffeyville, serving area residents since 1949.
Headquartered in Richmond, Kansas, QSI Quality Structures Incorporated specializes in designing and building complete post-frame buildings. We provide structures built to withstand a 30-pound ground snow load and a 90-mile-per-hour wind shear built to the most stringent codes. Whether you need a garage, agricultural building, commercial facility, or custom-built design, we're your one-stop shop for post-frame buildings. QSI. Everything we do is right on cue.
And we welcome you back to your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7, 76-53. Still rests on the scoreboard inside Pittsburg High School's main gymnasium. The orange ladder has been brought out, scissors, and the Dragons will cut down the net on their home end following their learning that they have won the 2018 Southeast Kansas Conference regular season crown, 76-53, and again it was a battle of attrition between the Dragons and Grizzlies tonight, and we'll get a little bit more insight on that as Kylie Rolfs, head boys basketball coach of the Dragons, joins us now. Coach, I know you're not one to reflect, but just talk about what has been put in by this team to reach this point.
Well, a lot of things, and you know, you're right, I don't want to reflect, but I'd be remiss if I didn't talk a little bit about a few things, and one is that, you know, this is our third SEK championship in a row, and that's a big deal. I mean, boys SEK is always a tough league, and you know, it started 2 years ago with our 2016 seniors, and they, you know, that team started out 0-4, and never flinched, never blinked, and we turned it around that year to get the first of these three. And so I credit those guys for kind of getting it started big time. And then we continued it last year with our 2017 senior. We had one, and that was Elijah. And then, you know, this group were sophomores 2 years ago, so they've been a part of it the whole time. And you know, they've earned it. That's all I can tell you. It's been a lot of fun. But you know, what we just got done talking about in there is there's a lot of basketball to be played. We need to enjoy this without a question. But you know, we haven't reached the ceiling yet. We need to keep trying to reach it.
Coach, I know you are very humble, but you mentioned the 3 consecutive conference championship. That's a part on you, big time in your coaching staff and developing the culture inside Pittsburg High School. Can you talk about how you guys have been able to form that this year?
Well, I appreciate that, and it's a group of kids that love each other and they love to play the game. So when you got that to start with, you know, good things have a chance to happen, and that's what this group has been. And you know, it doesn't hurt that they're pretty good basketball players too, and they are. So you know, that's what it's been all about, is these guys showing up every day and doing what we ask them to do without questioning.
Coach, you talked about flinching or not flinching just a moment ago. You guys did not do that tonight. They only led by 2 at halftime against a really good Grizzlies team. In the second half, really poured it on. Can you talk about the second half, and especially on your offensive end? It really seems you guys are hitting your stride. 89 points against Chanute, 80 against Fort Scott, and then 76 tonight.
Well, it sure didn't feel like we were going to get to 76 tonight. I know that. At halftime, it was like, holy cow, this is going to be really a grinder. And you know, Coach Smith's walking by us right now, and he does a great job. And that was a well-prepared team that we had to find a way to get done. I thought in the first half we let them get the free throw line a lot, and they're a tough guard, especially Magic, and they really hurt us getting in the line. I thought our guys did a nice job of adjusting in the first half. We really wanted to try to make sure everything stayed in front of us, and that ended up giving us just enough to where they weren't getting the free throw line as much, and we were rebounding the ball, and then we made enough runs here in the second half to kind of get that space.
Coach, personally, I would feel remiss if I didn't ask this. It's senior night. You have a lot of guys on the team, but I think one over everybody else, Drew, your son. Just talk about the emotions. I know it's hard to articulate, but just touch on what it's been like, that relationship, and just seeing him grow.
Excuse me. Well, I love him. Sorry, I sound. It's been great, and that's about all I can give you. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Coach, go celebrate with your boys. Congratulations. Once again, Kylie Rolfs, head boys basketball coach at Pittsburg High School. His son, Drew, Marquis English. Drew Rolfs again, Isaac Leverins in addition, Alex Kafka, Chase Curtis, all seniors, Dalton Gromer, all seniors on this boys basketball team. And he has talked about, I don't want to talk about it being senior night. And, man, it's just a moment you really cannot put into words. It's ineffable. Just the emotion that is not only has built up inside Coach Rolfs, but the boys as well as Pittsburg High School fans, and they knew this moment could come. They knew the talent that they had on this team coming into the year, and it's paid off with the regular season championship, but this team has a lot higher aspirations, one being reaching the state playoffs, and that's going to be a rough road. At this point, it seems like they will have a number 1 seed and will be hosting at home. Coffeyville on the docket next. I know Coach Rolfs wants to focus on that next, but just the words about his son, and that's beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Rolfs, he's a work-first guy, then a guy that'll talk to you about other stuff, and, you got to give him credit for that. I mean, I know he could say a lot more, but it was tough for him. It's a special moment for him and these kids. He's definitely going to enjoy it at home with his family, with Drew. But I think I think it was the second question that you asked him. It's hats off to him and this coaching staff. I mean, unbelievable job since 2016 and since he began. It's just been a phenomenal journey, and how he has trained and taught these kids to want to come to practice every day, have that excitement, energy. So even though he gives a lot of hats off to his kids, you definitely got to give him a hats off to himself because he's just a phenomenal guy.
Let's go over final stats. Chase Curtis, double-double tonight, 17 points, 13 rebounds. Javon Grant, 2 points and a rebound on 0 of 2 shooting from the floor, 2 of 2 from the line. Drew Rolfs, 9 points, 3 of 6 shooting. Gavin Elkamill, 13 points, and he and Drew Rolfs, something got into them in that third quarter of play where the Dragons started off 3 of 4 from deep within the first 3-4 minutes of that period, and it really carried on. They were 3 of 10 at halftime, and they bumped that up to like 17 of 13, so a great third quarter shooting from deep as Kylie Rolfs is up on the ladder cutting down the net, and net's officially down, and that will ultimately usher in the 2018 victors. The Dragons are the 2018 Southeast Kansas Conference regular season champs behind a great performance by all the players this season. 13 points again for Gavin Elkamill, 2 points for Dalton Gromer in the waning seconds of the contest following a technical foul that was pinned on the Labette County Grizzlies for an illegal substitution. Marquis English, 22 points, 7 rebounds. Jarek Butcher, 7 points. Trenton Austin, 4 points off the bench. And for the Grizzlies, who fought admirably tonight, and they were only down 2 at halftime, and just the Dragons too much to overcome and handle. 31 points for Javon Relaford, who I would at least think is still trying to get over the loss of his grandmother in that mourning process, but has played a heck of a season. I know he still has 2 games left, but commend that young man for the personal tragedy in his life. 1,000 career points this year. This has been a big senior year for Javon Relaford and a bright future for him. Tanner Russell, 4 points. Easton Dean, 13 and 4. 3 points for Alex Nybarger. 2 points scored by Gatewood. And final score once again, 76-53. The Dragons will take on Joplin on Tuesday at home It will be a boys-only matchup here on your sports headquarters, ESPN 100.7. And then both teams, to close out the regular season, travel to Coffeyville to take on the Golden Tornadoes in what will be another fun SEK tilt and a tune-up prior to Sub-State. Avi, any final parting words?
I think Coach Rolfe said it best. They're going to enjoy this moment, but this is why I love Coach Rolfe. Every time we interview him, he's like, but it's back to work tomorrow, Cameron. Yep. They're not done. The best way he put it is they're looking to reach the ceiling. They're not there yet, and they're going to do everything they can to reach that ceiling. But besides PHS, want to also, commend Labette County. They played one of the toughest teams in the SEK, if not the best team in the SEK. Well-deserved championship. But, hey, their season's not done either. They still got games to go, and they have a championship to get as well. So I know Coach Smith and company, they're going to keep trying. They're going to get that job done. So best of luck to them. And back to work on Tuesday as we face Joplin, Cameron.
Final score on the girls' side, once again, 53-30 Dragons, or excuse me, 67-46. Dragons drop one to Labette County, going 8-11 on the year, 5-6 in SEK play. And the boys' basketball team, 76-53 victors over the Labette County Grizzlies, led by Brad Smith. 15-3 on the year, 10-1 in SEK, and a crown to take home with them. Special thanks to Shelby White back at our KSHQ studio for keeping us on the air tonight. Heath Adkins, Mike Snow as well. From Avi Sharma, Cam Molina, have fun, be safe. We will see you all Tuesday as the Dragons take on Joplin. Have a good weekend.